I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie, and welcome to this thing that we call the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute to my Knicks fans everywhere. Salute to y'all. Salute. Salute to Andios. Ala Wise is in the building. HRM is in the building. Johnny Davis was good. Corey Lee is in the building. Salute. King Embert is in the building. Salute. Salute to all the members of the channel. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to all the day ones, everybody. Salute. Welcome. Man. Yo, Brandon is in the building. Salute, Brandon. What's good, man? What's good, y'all? So I ain't gonna front, man. I came into this game thinking, like, yo, what is my guy Mikal Bridges gonna look like tonight? That's what I had been thinking, man. For a while now. On the low, Mikal Bridges had been like my favorite Knick. Right? For a little while. I'm gonna move this. Let me move this over here so I can kind of check out two things at once. For a while now, Mikal Bridges kind of had been my favorite Knick, like on the low, right? Like I'm not trying to elevate him into Dante DiVincenzo status or John Starks status or Latrell Sprewell status. But on the low, my guy does a lot of stuff for this team, man. So I want to look up something real quick. I probably should have did my homework before I got here, man. But man, hey, man, we work long hours, bro. It's like you get off at 7. The game started at 7:30. You know what I'm saying? You hug your wife, man. You talk to your kids around the country. You know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, the Knicks game is on. And then Cowboy Bob is talking about something. And you're like, what would you say, Cowboy Bob? And then Cowboy Bob have to clarify it. And then before you know it, the game is over. And then Dre is picking everything apart. And then you're like, then, you know what I'm saying, you get something to eat. You talk to your wife. And then you talk to your wife. And then before you know it, it's like, you feel me? You feel me? It's like like all these things like going on, man. So I'm a little bit behind on something I wanted to share with y'all. Right. And so one of the things I wanted to share with y'all, where is it? There. Oh, wow. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe one of the reasons why it didn't dawn on me to research it is maybe because I'm wrong. I legit thought that the Indiana Pacers were a team that got a lot of shots up per game. I thought the Indiana Pacers were like one of those teams that got that legit shot about 90, 91, 92 times a game. And I'm looking at the numbers, and no, the Indiana Pacers get up less shots on this season. This season, they put up less shots than the Knicks per game. That's incredible. If I asked y'all about the Indiana Pacers offense, what would y'all say? Y'all be like, zoom, 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 up and down the floor, right? Nah, it ain't that. It's not that, right? Virtuoso is in the building. Salute, Virtuoso. Tevin Hall is in the building. Salute. Scotty is in the building. Salute. Johnny Davis, what's happening? I'm looking at numbers over here on the screen. Well, to y'all, well, for me, it's over here. For y'all, it'll be, well, for me, it's whatever. I have multiple screens. Y'all get it. Y'all get what I'm saying. Right. So we held another team under their normal shooting average. I mean, in terms of attempts. We played the Boston Celtics the other night, and Boston usually attempts 49 three-pointers a game. We played them, and they attempted 39 three-pointers. Yeah, man. Mike Hansen says, throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. If you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. Yeah, man. So I'm looking at the game, and we beat the Pacers. We should have beat the Pacers. The Knicks have a better run. The Knicks legitimately have a better roster than the Indiana Pacers. Like, legitimately, if we had who's their second best player tonight? So if we had the Indiana Pacers roster, right, I think their second best player may have come off the bench for us. That's crazy for me to talk like that, right? But I think it's true. I think it's true. Real, like, keeping it a stack, right? Y'all keep it a stack with me. Which Knick impressed you the most tonight? Just one. Just name one. Just one Knick. Was it Josh Hart scoring 30? Was it Cat scoring 40? To me, it's Mikal Bridges. And I know y'all like, what? Yo, Uncle Freezie mind just, I know we're gonna say, yo, Uncle Freezie just be trolling, like he say that stuff just to be saying something out the way, man, for content. Nah. 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 I let the content create itself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I let the content create itself. I'm here just being real with y'all. The most impressive play so let me look at Mikal Bridges' offensive numbers, right? Because I don't even remember him taking 5 shots tonight. And I'm not saying I didn't look at the box score. What I'm saying is I don't remember seeing those shots. That's what I'm saying. Mikal Bridges, 3 for 7, 6 points. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Precious Achiuwa, 9 points, 12 rebounds. Right? So my thing is, as I watched the game, the thing that I noticed the most is if there is an ideal stopper in the NBA for Tyrese Halliburton, it's Mikal Bridges. Right? They're the same size. They're the same height, basically, same length, basically, same athletic profile, basically, right? And so if there is anybody that was built to shadow, if there was anybody there built to shadow shadow Tyrese Halliburton, it's Mikal Bridges. Right? I've been wanting to talk about Mikal Bridges for a while. Right? I've been wanting to talk about Mikal Bridges for a while. I legitimately think I'm gonna try to think about how to say this without it sounding OD. I legitimately think that Mikal Bridges may be the most important player on our team. Not the most impactful. Well, how should I phrase that, everybody? How should I phrase that without sounding like a goofball, right? Like, is he the most important? No. Jalen Brunson is the most important player. Right? Mikal Bridges does stuff for this team where if he doesn't do it, you got to get 3 guys to do what he's going to do. Right? Like legitimately, without him, you'll have to ask 2 or 3 other NBA players to do what he does and stay healthy. Right? And so while I know our franchise player is Jalen Brunson, right? And I know our Batman Well, in our Justice League, I know our Batman, our Aquaman, our Iron Man, our Incredible Hulk is Cat. I know he is that, right? I know we don't want Cat to be our Captain America, our Superman. We don't want Cat to be that on a nightly basis for a number of reasons that have nothing to do with Cat personally. Right? Is sinners get hurt a lot. Sinners can be taken out of a game easily. One mistake by a center can lead directly to points where wing guys, they can make numerous mistakes in one possession and it still not lead to points. So you don't want your center in today's NBA to be the focal point of everything. But let me point out something to y'all, right? Tonight, Tom Thibodeau got a technical foul. The referee started officiating Cat better. And you notice Cat had a 40-point game. So I'm going to talk about Bridges, but I want to talk up just there were so many things that went on tonight that if we can bottle some of the things that happened tonight, some of the things that occurred, and just use it every game, I think we could make some serious noise. Right? We can make some serious noise. Mikal Bridges, though. I honestly think Mikal Bridges is one of the players in the NBA that is irreplaceable. Like with Mikal Bridges, you don't need 5 wings on your roster, right? Because Mikal Bridges is not only going to play a lot of minutes, but he's going to play every game. He's going to be healthy, right? He's going to be a great defender. He's going to be a third scorer. He's going to help you handle the ball. He's going to be your Batman in your Justice League, where Karl Anthony Towns will be your Aquaman, right? Where you know Batman is a mortal with a lot of tricks in his bag, and Aquaman is basically a god. Superman is basically a god, an alien walking amongst us, right? I saw a couple of plays where Mikal Bridges guarded Tyrese Halliburton on a closed side of the floor. And while he was guarding Tyrese Halliburton, he had his hand in Tyrese Halliburton's vision, so Halliburton couldn't see the other side of the floor. And that's a small thing, right? You figure, hey, man, that's everybody can do that. No, bro, everybody. These small things that Bridges does, like legitimately, like how most of y'all feel about Josh Hart is kind of how I feel about Mikal Bridges, except I'm not down on Josh Hart. I love Josh Hart and his energy and what he brings. I'm more on the Mikal Bridges side of it. Right? It's kind of like that example of some people just don't like some people don't like country music. Right? I'm a fan of music. I just like hip hop and R&B. I'm not going to shut music off just because somebody likes country, right? And I like hip hop, R&B, some yacht rock. I like soft rock, right? I also like the Who, the Guess Who, Led Zeppelin, Queen. Not a big fan of the Beatles. Respect them, but just not a big fan. Like groups from the 80s, like the Human League, Guns N' Roses first album, the joint that came out in 87. Big fan of that. I feel like that's a classic album. And so it's like that. Like if you like music and you like country music, right? I'm not going to knock you for liking country music. I'm not going to shut off music. I just like a different version of it. And that's how I feel about Mikal Bridges, right? I like Mikal Bridges because he does so much team stuff at such a high level. It's to a point where I think we legitimately take him for granted. Like that man legit scored 6 points tonight, right? That man scored 6 points, right? That man scored 6 points, right? But we didn't need him to score 20 points tonight, dog. Right? Josh Hart was cooking. So Bridges is legit like moving out of the way. Let Josh Hart cook. Cat was cooking. Right? Move out of the way. Let Cat cook. Whereas no disrespect to Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson's the chef. Right? Jalen Brunson's the chef. You notice when Jalen Brunson's in the game, Jalen Brunson's offense is priority number one. No big deal. We know that. That's what we want. We want Brunson to be in that bucket getter mindset. But Mikal Bridges does like all the little stuff during the game. And you're like, how do you have to guard all these different types of guys all season long and stay healthy and not get hurt? And on top of all of that, come up with all the pregame handshakes. Legitimately, like Mikal Bridges, how do you legitimately have to do all these things tonight, right? And then you have a pregame handshake with everybody, with everyone. You have a pregame handshake with everyone, right? That's like a teammate, dog. That's like your guy. So if it seems like I have a Mikal Bridges bias, yeah, probably. Man, I like dudes that are like team first. What's that? I got something on my hat. Let me see. I like the guys that are team first guys, man. Like the guy legitimately is going to guard the other team's best offensive player a lot of nights. And going to contribute 5 rebounds, 5 assists, score a few baskets here and there. Be healthy. Be ready every night. Like, legitimately, I don't think Mikal Bridges even has street clothes. I have never seen Mikal Bridges in street clothes on the NBA floor. And you have not either. Nick Yak says men at work. Yeah, you remember Nick Yak? What are you talking about? You Nick Yak don't remember men at work, bro. You remember men at work? You remember men at work? You remember Huey Lewis in the News? You remember Billy Joel? You remember Toto? You remember Hall of Notes? That's a time, bro. Anybody remember Christopher Cross? Yo, who legit grew up in the city? Like, yo, like raise your hand. Y'all tell me if you grew up in the city when say in the 70s and early 80s and remember New York City radio. Y'all remember Jim Croce and Mad Leroy Brown. Wiz, what's good?
Salute.
Salute there, El Presidente.
So, musically, you like who?
When it comes to music?
Yeah.
When it comes to music, man, I'm like, I go with the flow. I'm like a
No, I'm asking who, about who you like.
A lot of music, Wiz. I like a lot of music, Wiz.
You know Abbott Costello?
Yeah, I know Elvis Costello.
No, Abbott Costello, the comedy team.
Oh, Abbott and Costello. Yeah.
I asked you who you like. I had to.
Right.
I had to. I'm sorry. Right. I said who? You know, asking you.
Let me ask you this. Because I've been waiting for you. So I can ask this question. Does the Knicks playoff run depend on the development of Deuce McBride?
Oh, snap. Wow. Great question, Freezie. Great question. You just threw for a loop right there. Because
let's get to the nitty gritty, right?
Oh,
right.
I'm trying to tie you up with who you like? Who you like?
What?
I like who.
Right.
I like, and sometimes I like Wham. And
I remember that. Yeah.
Anyway, McBride's development is a big factor in the Knicks playoff run. It's not the factor. It is, I would put it somewhere in the 20% tile, 20% factor. 20%. So to completely get there, then yes, if you're saying without his development, can that prevent them? And the answer is yes. I almost compare him to what happened with John Starks, if he ever does a Starks missing his 3-point in critical times.
Right.
That's kind of the place I put him. So he could influence us to lose, and therefore we need his presence. However, he's not the X factor, as I call it, where I'm putting 70% of the factors in, because everybody else, assume everybody plays their game the way they at their level they play right now. Let's say Mikal, who will definitely come, like you're talking about right now. What you're saying right now is so on point with Mikal Bridges. I'm a Mikal Bridges fan.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm a fan of Mikal Bridges. I like Mikal.
So there are two Mikal Bridges fans.
Oh,
there are two Bridges fans now.
Who, you and me?
Yeah.
I know.
You
People are so
and
tough.
yeah.
I see potential in him. Like sometimes, oh man, I like his game. I mean, I'm telling you, man, Mikal does have it, and when it started to click more, oh man, it's gonna click like crazy, and I can see All-Star. But so Mikal plays. Let's say,
Hey, can if we stay on the Deuce thing really quick?
right?
If we
Okay,
stay on
so
the Deuce thing really quick, can I tell you how I project Deuce McBride
sure,
and how this team wins a championship with Deuce McBride?
let's go for it.
Take away his point guard responsibilities.
Ooh, wow. You know what, Freeze, if you ever, from this point forward, if you ever hear me doubt your basketball knowledge, I want you to fly to LA and slap me.
No, I won't do
Okay?
that, bro. You're my friend, bro.
But I'm just giving permission that you can.
No,
Because
I'm not.
right there, that
Nope.
right there.
Okay. We'll make a truce. I can, but I will never do it.
Okay.
That's
Well,
the truce. Truce.
truce, great
Oh,
truce.
okay.
Now,
Okay.
don't make me the same offer though, because I'm not quite sure my response.
So
But yes, sir. Brilliant analysis. Oh
So-
man.
I think and so I'm not nitpicking on Deuce. And the Knicks had a great win tonight against a rival, and we never even felt threatened. We felt I felt comfortable the entire night.
So yeah,
Right.
So did I. Yep.
But in terms of Deuce McBride, what I would do going forward is strip away Deuce's point guard responsibility and just allow Deuce McBride to be a ball player.
Yes, sir.
And play freely.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because think about this. The Knicks are playing Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, Precious together.
Right.
Right? Cameron Payne is a point guard by trade. Right? So what does that do for Deuce if Deuce is a point guard in training?
Excellent.
And so what does that do for Tyler Kolek, who's a point guard in training?
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Somebody's going to have to play off the ball, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
What I would say to that is, yo, man, Nick Yak said the Allman Brothers. Okay. The Grateful Dead, bro. Nick Yak, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm gonna get back on the Deuce point. But the only time I listen to the Grateful Dead is if I have hours and hours and hours to listen. Right. That's
I love the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, I like the Allman Brothers too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But what I will say about Deuce though is from a basketball perspective, I think we all know the answer to the question that bothers us. The answer just makes us uncomfortable. Right, Fritz, you ever been in a situation like that where you know what the answer, you know what the resolution is, right, to the problem that you have?
But they ain't gonna like the answer, so you
right
trying to find a way to sugarcoat it.
and you procrastinate, but you procrastinate because you know what the answer is. You just don't want to get there to that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that's the thing with Deuce. Like saying Deuce is not a point guard is not an indictment on Deuce McBride because he's a quality NBA player. Right. But if you turn Deuce into Michael Cooper. Anybody in here remember Michael Cooper from the Lakers?
Oh, yes.
If you turn Deuce McBride into a shorter version of Michael Cooper,
Yes.
then
Yes.
did you lose anything? So say our projection of him being Kyle Lowry, right? Say our projection of him being Kyle Lowry is off, but it's more like he's going to be a smaller version of Michael Cooper. Are we really losing anything?
Excellent, man. Coopers, yes.
You remember him with the Lakers?
I see exactly the game right now, and where Deuce is right now. I see that comparison being so spot on, man. Because I was trying to say Deuce is, CP3, GP, AI, Steph,
all in one, yeah.
But the reality is where he is right now. You know what? I'm developing. I'm seeing the path to Michael Cooper as very viable and essential to actually our championship if he plays that kind of game. Coop was nice. Defense.
And you remember, if you remember Michael Cooper's career, right? Michael Cooper didn't hit all the big shots. And as a matter of fact, when you look back at his career, Michael Cooper was always the one. Michael Cooper was the one that got hit with the first crossover, right? Tim Hardaway hit him with something. Pap. You're like, oh, he got Cooper. He hit Coop with the first cross. Pap, and Coop slid out the screen. And you're like, oh, he got it. Michael Cooper got dunked on by Dr. J in the finals.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah. The cup in the ball.
He dunked on Coop's shoulders. He dunked on Coop's neck. You know what I'm saying? Like Cooper Loop, like legit would be the dude guarding Larry Bird at the end of the game, giving up the game winner. Right? And people are like, oh, Coop got burnt again at the end of the game. Bruh, that's Larry Bird.
Exactly.
That's Larry Bird.
Yep.
Right? So Fritz, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I watched tonight, I was like, you know what the Knicks need to do, bro? You remember the big guard theory that I keep adding? I add a theorem every night. Every night I add a theorem. Oh, the big guard's gonna solve it all. And I figure out some type of quantitative solution to the big guard problem that we have that the Knicks don't think we have. I think a big guard off the bench with Deuce solves everything.
Oh man.
Yeah, Cam Johnson or something like that.
No.
Nah.
A big guard.
Too big? Somebody could play guard forward.
No.
Someone versatile? Or you're talking about just you're saying just playing guard.
A big point guard. No, I'm not talking about a big wing that can handle the ball and Deuce is going to be the primary ball handler. No. What I'm saying is Deuce is officially a wing player.
Okay.
At 6'2". And going forward, the Knicks have a big point guard off the bench to add to the rotation of Jalen Brunson and Deuce McBride. Or Jalen Brunson and whoever the guards are.
Is 6'5" a big point guard?
I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking about? The physical, just the physical alone and the physical gift. Sohan, if he had a real handle. I mean,
I ain't.
Not that body type?
No.
Yeah,
Jeremy Sohan.
My guard.
Jeremy Sohan can handle the ball, but he doesn't have. See, the thing is.
I said physically, just the body only, physical only, the physical attributes only, without the mentality and the handle. If we had a
Malcolm Brogdon.
Malcolm
Brogdon has been a point guard since I saw him since he stepped day one foot at Virginia.
True that.
At 6'5". I remember when they used to call Malcolm Brogdon 6'6" at Virginia, and he's 6'5", 6'5" guard. He's always been that. Yeah, he might wind up being president of the United States one day. But it's like the difference between a chess player and a checkers player, where a checkers player has to be really slick in time, and a chess player has to be a sociopath in order to win. Right? A sociopath, like a chess player, has to be the person that remembers every move of every chess game they've ever played, and they use that as a database for every game that they're going to play going forward. Right? Like they have to have like this insane amount of focus. Whereas a checkers player is going to do slick moves to catch you off guard so they can do your pieces. Right? It's like, hey Fritz, have you ever seen a cat play with a mouse?
Yeah.
You know how the cat knows where the mouse is going to go? And the cat, pound for pound, is quicker than the mouse. Right? The cat is quicker than the mouse. Quicker, stronger, more ferocious than the mouse. Right? But the cat doesn't let the mouse die because it's too easy. It's not fun. Right? Like the cat legitimately will lay there pretending to be asleep and let the mouse come out of his mouse hole. Right? And then spring out on the mouse and startle the mouse, and you'll see the mouse scurrying in like a circle trying to figure out the next move to do. And then when he figures out he got to get back to his hole, the cat is in front of the mouse hole. Right? That's what I'm saying. Point guards are born like with this thing. They're born. You just can't make them. You can't say, hey, Jeremy Sohan, you have the athletic ability and height of Penny Hardaway. Let's make you a point guard. Nah. That man's never going to be Penny Hardaway. Ever. Because point guards are born. Right? It's just how it is. Right? So if you put a big point guard next to Deuce, I think Deuce will automatically turn into a legitimate 15-point per game scorer and 40+% from three every night. Because he's got less burden, he's got less things, less amount of stuff less responsibility. Like, I got to get somebody else involved. I got to do this. With just being a hooper, Deuce can just go out there and shoot the shots he likes and play defense.
Yep. If Deuce could play as free as Josh plays, as Hart plays, with the mentality of just play the game, stop trying to think about, let me try to set this guy up. Let me try to, if he just plays freely, yes, I can see that kind of opportunity where as a point guard, it's a little too much for him right now.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too much for him forever. Just scrap it.
Oh, forever, ever.
Yeah, just scrap it, bro.
Forever, it's just not his position.
Right. Yeah. And while I'm saying, when I say this, I don't say this with any ill intent and malice. Right. It's what the Lakers did with Josh Hart at shooting guard. Josh Hart ain't a shooting guard. He a wing player, bro. I think I watched Josh Hart and D'Angelo Russell in a backcourt one year with the Lakers, and I almost vomit in my own shirt. I think it was. I'm sorry. It wasn't D'Angelo Russell. I think it was Lonzo Ball and Josh Hart.
Yeah,
in a backcourt together. And so what happens is people realized Josh Hart at 6'4" is not a backcourt player. He's just a basketball player. Just take the shackles off him and just let him go. Let him play. Wiz, what do you think about that suggestion.
You know what? I can't deny. I can't deny. I can't lie. That sounds like a pathway for success. I also think about OG, where if OG thinks too much about offense and about trying to get his points, I think it could mess his game up. I think he kind of have to let the game come to him, because he take the opportunity when he can, with some aggression. When he has it, go for it, but don't try to be a scorer. I think that's what he asked when he left Toronto. He wanted to be more involved in the offense, and as long as you don't ignore him, he's good. But you can make him a 2 or a 3 as far as the team ranking in offense.
That's another guy. That's another guy right there, Wiz. That I'm just, bro. You ain't got to. Just play a game, bro. Just be a hooper.
Exactly. So yes, I like that. I agree that Deuce needs to not be the point guard. Needs to not have point guard responsibilities.
One of the things that I noticed about Deuce is when the Knicks are winning, Deuce knocks down his shots. When the Knicks are losing, Deuce doesn't knock down shots. Right? Tonight, Deuce McBride was 4 for 4 from 3 in a blowout of the Pacers.
Yep.
And so I say that I really want to talk about Mikal Bridges. I ain't gonna front. Mikal Bridges is quickly becoming my my favorite Knick.
Wow. Did you say favorite?
Yeah. What do you think, Fritz? Fritz, what you think? What you think about that?
The Deuce part?
The Mikal Bridges part.
Interesting. Interesting. No, because I think most people are gonna look at his production and say, "Oh, he can give me more." Because I think going into the season, that everybody was thinking, "Oh, he's gonna be our third 20 point scorer."
Bridges, right?
Who
thought that? Who thought that?
Huh?
Who thought
I think that was a consensus. If bringing him in was that he was going to be close, either 19 or 20 point scorer.
Nine.
That he was going to be the third. No, but he was going to be the third All-Star. Potential third All-Star for the
third
Knicks.
All-Star.
Yeah.
Bro,
no, because
how many teams have 3 All-Stars on it?
No, but this year, Josh Hart is close to becoming an All-Star this year. Josh Hart is definitely close to becoming if it wasn't Trae Young, it would have been Josh Hart.
No. What are we talking about? Josh Hart.
You don't think so? Josh Hart this year?
No. Absolutely not.
Bro. What? Freezie.
Freezie, that's kind of cool. I wouldn't rule it out, Fritz.
No, I think he was closer than a lot of y'all think. No, I think if it wasn't Trae Young, I don't think they were. I don't under no circumstances would let LaMelo be there in a last place team, and I think it would have been Josh Hart.
Okay.
This what you're saying in my mind, and I'm not saying in reality. I'm saying in my mind is the most ridiculous thing I heard all NBA season. In my mind is what I'm saying.
In your mind, yeah, but it's probably closer. It's probably closer than you think.
No,
I think if it wasn't Trey,
it might be closer than it might be close to you and what you think. No, it ain't closer than what I think. No, it ain't even. It might. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying too that there aren't others that share your opinion. I'm not saying that either.
Wow.
I'm saying
no. I don't think that's I don't even think that's an outlandish. No, I don't think that far off.
I'm with you, Fritz.
I think it's insanely outlandish.
I'm with you, Fritz. I don't think it's outlandish either.
I mean, it's not huge numbers, but usually if you're a top team, you can usually get somebody in who doesn't have, the typical 20 and 10. If you're like a main cog in the team, for him being a main cog in the Nets and being by far the best rebounding guard in the NBA, I think he was very close to being an all-star.
Yeah. Josh Hart's not a guard.
No, but in the NBA terms, he's a guard.
Yeah,
and on the ballot, he would be a guard.
Yeah, well, yeah, but Josh Hart don't do guard stuff. You saw Josh Hart tonight dribble the ball against pressure, and you were like, and if you were comfortable watching that, then you are a fighter pilot or a brain surgeon.
No, I think he was close to being also. I don't. Yeah.
Hey, Philly.
I think I think on a typical. I think if you're looking for a third all-star, he would be ahead of OG.
Okay, but to consider, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Wes. Sorry.
I was gonna say, you ever heard of the quantum mechanics theory about superposition? The theory.
Yep.
Yeah, that's hard to grasp for most people. It's difficult to even imagine that concept, right?
Right. I heard, as a matter of fact, I watched a Brian Cox YouTube video on something. You know who Brian Cox is?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I watched a Brian Cox YouTube video like the night before last.
I know Brian Michael Cox. I don't know about Brian Cox.
Yeah. Okay, because what you can't seem to imagine. That's why he said it's so ridiculous. It's something that obviously me, Fritz, and a couple of other people can imagine that Josh Hart has performed this year at the level of a selected all-star, not voted in, but even possible by next year has potential to be voted in. He just has something. It's kind of difficult to precisely pinpoint. It's not just the hustle. It's not just the triple doubles, and it's just there's something about him where you go, I gotta see that guy. He is deserving of greater recognition, which is to me borderline all-star.
You know what it is? You know what I kind of liken it to is how there's so many Celtics in the Hall of Fame, and then you look at their numbers, you'd be like, what? I think Josh Hart is kind of like one of those players where you have like you look at Kevin McHale and you'd be like, what? His numbers is what? And he's in the Hall of Fame. I think they usually reward like really good teams by giving them a third all-star, and I think the Knicks maybe being third. If they were second, I think that he would have been it. I think the air in Connecticut gets people high. Freezie, I'm joking with Fritz. I'm joking with Fritz. It's not, but it's not even like a Knicks like a home team Knicks thing. I think a lot of people will put Josh Hart in that. If they're gonna put a third all-star, Josh Hart would have been it. over the Celtics can't have a third All-Star. I think the impact of Josh Hart, he is a main cog on the Knicks, and he makes Knicks go. And I think for that reason, I think he was very close.
Yeah, Josh Hart ain't close. I think this is to me. It sounds like the Homer take of the decade. that you would select. You would select.
No, as an injury replacement, I think the NBA commissioner. I think if Trae Young, obvious snub, you gotta put Trae Young, but you're not gonna put LaMelo. I think he was the next person. If it wasn't Trae Young, I think it would have been Josh Hart.
Fritz, this thing is so outlandish, bro. I can't even believe we talking about it. You know, LaMelo Ball is a franchise player, right?
Yeah. No,
and if you took Josh
on a
Hart, would you build a franchise around Josh Hart?
No, of course not.
What? So what are we even talking about?
No, they're not going to reward. They're not going to reward LaMelo Ball being on a last place team.
The thing is, bro, and
even for All-Star, even in All-Star, they wouldn't do it.
But Fritz, the thing you're saying, it's like a double-sided thing. You're saying a great team could have 3 All-Stars, right? That's what you said. A great team could have 3 All-Stars, right?
No, but if you have like
at the same time, you said you can't reward a franchise player with an All-Star bid for being on a terrible team.
On a last place team, no.
Right. So what do we?
You know how many times they snubbed them? You know how many times they snub people? Yeah, you could be doesn't matter. You're a 30-point player. If you're on a last place team, they ain't gonna make you All-Star.
How many times has Josh Hart made the All-Star team?
0. So I think that would have helped his. I think that would have been. I think that would have been incentive to make him a one-time All-Star.
Nah, bro. Bro. Everybody can't get a trophy, bro.
I know.
Everybody.
I know.
Can't
get, we're gonna disagree. We're gonna disagree on it, but yeah.
No,
but being a main cog, but being a main cog on the team that makes the team go. I think yeah.
Yeah, I do that. Y'all do that a lot, bro. It's like when somebody have an opinion, y'all be like, nah, no.
No, I know you look at it and say, hey, it's ridiculous, but yeah. There's been 9-point a game players make All-Star teams.
But you would not build an All-Star. You would not start a franchise with Josh Hart, but you would.
No, it's about
Kyrie
the year.
Kyrie Irving and LaMelo Ball.
It's about the year. It's not about the career.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about career arc.
Kyrie Irving.
We're talking about
Kyrie.
We're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
We're talking about 24, 25.
Right, Fritz. I'm here with you. I'm on the screen. I know what we're talking about.
I know, but some players get in there for impact, and for All-Star, they're always going to reward better teams. They're always going to reward better teams.
What I would suggest to that is that NBA coaches know who the best players in the league are. And if Josh Hart didn't make it, guess what? He not one of them guys, bro.
I didn't say he was robbed.
Yeah, Josh Hart.
I didn't say he was robbed. I didn't say he got robbed.
Hey, chat. See how I was talking about showing Mikal Bridges some love, and see what we talking about. See,
I didn't say you got robbed.
y'all legit don't like Mikal Bridges, bro.
They hate Mikal. They hate him.
Yeah.
Mikal
We
haters.
would chat legit. We talking about Josh Hart making the All-Star team over LaMelo Ball as opposed to talking about Mikal Bridges.
So go ahead.
Fritz, why you hate Mikal Bridges?
Here we go. I was waiting for the question.
Why you hate?
I don't hate him. No, he's a good player. He's a good player.
Man.
Right. I don't think a lot of people are going to appreciate him the way you appreciate him, but he's a good player.
Hey, Fritz, you ever been set up on a blind date with a fat ugly girl, and I guess you got a great personality? That's what you just sound like.
ain't nobody gonna set me up, bro.
But
I ain't gonna let nobody set me up.
He's a good player. You just said the same kind of answer when you know the girl ain't all that. You go, oh yeah, I mean, she got a great personality. That's what he just sounded like.
No,
you did.
No,
I'm saying to me it sounded like that. Okay, let me say,
no, that's not what I was saying.
What it sounded like.
No. I'm just saying they reward good teams and they reward integral parts of good teams. And you don't necessarily have to have you don't necessarily have to have the top stats if you're a player who is of vital importance to a team.
And the question's about Mikal Bridges. Why are you going to go off Mikal? You going back to the Josh?
Yeah, and then the thing.
No, you're questioning my take. I said Mikal Bridges. I think Mikal Bridges is a good player.
He's got a great personality.
Right, Mikal Bridges is probably right now the third most important player on the Knicks right now. Whew. Right now, he's the third most important because he has a role.
Shooting,
huh?
Consistent shooting, yeah, consistent shooting without demanding the ball.
No, no, absolutely not. Come on, man.
I know, but I know your defense. You like
everybody wants to. You expect everybody to be a consistent shooter, right?
No.
Everybody that shoots the ball, you want them to be consistent.
You want them to be consistent,
right?
But he's not getting the best quality shots, and they're not necessarily. I don't think he's getting the best quality shots. He's not wide open, but he makes some really tough shots every game.
True.
Without holding the ball.
Here's why he is the third most important piece. Without Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson would have to play defense.
Wow.
What's up, boss? Well, without Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, you could not hide Jalen Brunson on the baseline as a baseline defender. Now, I'm not knocking Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson is a very effective and efficient scorer. That's what we want, right? Mm-hmm. Right? That's what we want, True. Right? But the thing about that is Jalen Brunson can do that if Mikal Bridges is guarding the point of attack defender every night. Right, that's what it is. It's like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? There's like one turtle that is like the leader of the bunch, but they're all the same age. Coach, you ever watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's like is it Michelangelo? Is that the one?
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah.
That's the Jalen Brunson would be allowed to do the things that he does if it wasn't for Mikal Bridges doing the things that he does. It's a balance. It's the peanut butter and chocolate thing. And I know y'all like saying peanut butter and jelly. I like peanut butter and chocolate more than I like peanut butter and jelly. That's just my preference. And I'm not trying to be an oddball, but I like if you offer me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a Reese cup, I would take the Reese cup. And I know that's strange. Oh, somebody got an echo. Is that me? Is that me with the echo? Yeah, virtual. So yeah, it's Leonardo. Yeah, it's Leonardo. Hey, so Fritz, if I offered you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a Reese cup, which one would you choose?
Just one cup, or
No, the
Oh,
package. The package. I'm a big boy, bro. You can tell.
Because if you eat just one, it's like a tease, you know.
Yeah, I'm a big guy, bro. I don't know if y'all can tell in the screen or not,
a
man.
Reese's cup. Even though a Reese's cup, even though peanut butter and jelly is pretty much a delicacy. I really haven't had one in a long time.
Like I ain't never, bro. I probably hadn't craved a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in like 20 years.
What?
Yeah.
I have at least 2 or 3.
Crunchy peanut butter.
Is there any other kind?
I mean, I like either one, but I prefer creamy.
I prefer creamy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But the point that
Gotta be grape jelly though.
Oh,
Corey Lee in the place to be.
Grape jelly, yes.
Great.
Yeah,
Peace and salute to y'all, gents.
and Lee, on top of that, to me, if it's not Concord grape jelly, nah, son. If it's not Welch's Concord grape, yeah, I can't.
Facts.
I think you from another planet. If you offer me A&P jelly, where it just say jelly on the glass, nah.
Oh, and it's got to be jam.
Or preserves.
Now, a close, sneaky second is you got to get that seedless raspberry one. That's fire.
Yeah. It's got to be the seedless raspberry though, not the
right.
You know.
Sometimes you be going to like grandmama's house and she's got it in there. Like, ooh.
Yeah,
man. You get this flavor.
and so that's what I'm saying about Mikal Bridges. The thing is, with a guy like Mikal Bridges, he's always gonna be a slept on commodity because he's gonna do all the things that the stars don't do and don't want to do. Right? Like stars don't want to wait their turn to score. They want to score off the rip. Cat and Brunson want to score at tip off. They want to get their 25. Right? But it's like when we have the greatest point guards of all time conversation, right? When we say the greatest point guards of all time, how many people mention Clyde Frazier? They don't mention him, but he was a scoring guard, a facilitating guard, and a defensive guard all at the same time. When most point guards that you mentioned, we look at scoring and assists.
Like tonight, I mean, yeah, Bridges at the 6 points, everyone's going to hone in on that. But he was locking down Halliburton.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing.
Right.
I mean, yeah, he ended up with 16 or whatever, but he didn't hit no big shots. He had no like timely buckets.
Right.
And he made life tough for Tyrese.
Right.
And that's something that doesn't show up on the stat sheet all the time, you know?
Right, yeah.
True.
And low key, he was kind of like in the first half. I mean, he ended up with, he had those same 5 rebounds in the first half. He had like 5, he was our leading rebounder at the half.
Right.
You know, he ended up with only 5 assists, but like I said, sometimes, I mean, we talk about this with OG all the time. All the things that he represents don't always show up on the stat sheet.
Right.
Like OG, like in the football, a lot of people, when they talk about legacies of quarterbacks, they just look at if they were winners, like the QBs that win.
Right.
Like OG, he is, just look at the Knicks record whenever he's in the starting lineup. It's ridiculous. We're like 50-something and something in the teens.
Somebody put it in the chat. It's like 52-20.
Yeah, it's crazy. So his value, obviously, we have a big enough sample size now to know how much better we are when he plays.
Yeah.
Regardless of who else is playing.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah. See, these are the things. These are the things that I'm talking about, Coach. The Mikal Bridges thing, to me, is probably the most underrated and understated happening for the Knicks this season. All right, because remember when he got off to a slow start shooting the ball as a Knick, we were killing him every night. Remember that? Remember we were calling him Mikal Cartwright. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right. So we were calling him Mikal Cartwright, but then when he started playing well, we moved on.
Yeah.
Like we were killing that man. We were throwing all types of puppy poo at him. But then when things started balancing out and he became essential, we never even gave that man his flowers. And so that's one of the things that I wanted to mention. Like if it wasn't for him on Christmas Day, yeah.
I mean, the way he started, I mean, he's for essentially a jump shooter. He's shooting 49%. You can't get much more efficient than that as a jump shooter in the NBA.
As a full-time jump shooter, basically.
Yeah.
Mid-range.
He just occasional fast break dunks here and there and layups. But.
Yeah, but everybody does. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets up here.
And for him,
even Jalen Brunson got some dunk attempts this year.
Yeah. And for him to average 18 points a game, how many times, how many teams in the league have the third scorer have 18 points a game?
Yeah.
I mean, because technically he's the 50th, he's number 50 in scoring in the NBA average. There's 30 teams. So you think about that. If the top two scores on each team, 30 times 2, that's 60 players there. And he's the 50th. So you got 3 guys. How many times there's been some times where Bridge, that means he's getting over 20 points a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, his average since, I think he's been averaging 20 since that slow start he had, just to get it back up to 18 now.
Yeah.
Doing this, like, as a two-way player, like for someone who's technically defense.
He averaged 21. Player. He averaged 21 in December.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like how many all defensive player candidates, like all defensive first, second team candidates are averaging more than 16 points, 17, 18 points.
Yeah, you're creeping into that prime Kawhi Leonard, prime Paul George area where a guy can be all NBA defense kinda and a 20-point per game scorer kinda. That's tough. And then Coach too, and I don't know if chat, I don't know if y'all know this, but his shot attempts have been going down over the course of the season. Right? And or not down, but he had 14 in October. This month he's averaging about 15 shots a game. January he averaged 15.7 shots a game. There was a month he averaged 15.4 shots a game. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. No doubt, man. I think it's personally, I think it's the exact definition of a team. Like Bridges and OG do enough stuff where Cat is not settled with a lot of defensive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The same thing for Jalen Brunson. Same thing with Josh Hart. Because at Josh Hart's size, Josh Hart should be our point of attack defender every night. But he's not. Right? Josh Hart's 6'4", a 6'4" athlete. He should be our point of attack defender, but he's not. Right? Josh Hart gets to freelance because Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby do the heavy lifting on defense. Same thing for Brunson, right? But at the same time, OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges get to freelance on offense because Cat and Jalen Brunson do the heavy lifting on offense. It's the consummate ebb and flow of what a team should be, in my opinion.
Feng shui.
Yes.
Yeah. My bad, Fritz. You're not mad at us for laughing at you for saying Josh Hart is an all-star, right?
No.
I didn't think so. Yeah, don't be mad, bro.
No, I still believe what I believe in.
Is that a Nick of Time show thing?
What is it?
That Josh Hart is an all-star.
Right, was close.
Who?
Now.
Who was close? I'm sorry.
No, I think our general consensus. Yeah, right. He's probably close.
Who's the general consensus?
Maybe amongst Knicks fans,
No.
we value him a little more than the league does.
Yeah, Knicks fans ain't doing that, bro.
I believe like he's our personal all-star because he gets out there and does a lot of, saying things that, we can't get nobody else to do.
Okay. Is Josh Hart a top 30 player in the East?
No.
Eastern Conference?
No.
Top 30?
No.
Take away a big man.
You're saying would Josh Hart be a top 2 player on any team in the Eastern Conference?
No. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow.
I mean, maybe a couple of teams.
On Charlotte, who's number 2?
Yeah. See, that's the. Wait a minute. Are we legit saying that Josh Hart is a better player than that young boy Charlotte drafted 2 years ago?
Right now, he is technically.
Miami.
I don't know about production wise.
So, in Miami, are we saying that Josh Hart is better than Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo? See how, man, this thing is.
Here's the thing.
Fritz, it's your fault.
Josh's value would be higher right now if the Knicks were 46-8. Like, look at Cleveland. Cleveland has 3 all-stars, right?
Okay, Toronto.
Ingram and
definitely
RJ.
Definitely not Toronto.
As Josh Hart is better than Scotty Barnes and Brandon
Ingram. Scotty Barnes.
I think this is just getting worse and worse, bro.
I am not going down this road.
If you look at he's 17th in the league in rebounding. He's 27th in the league in assists. Those are 2 starkly different stats.
Chicago Bulls.
He's 15th in the league in field goal percentage.
I'm not saying he don't have value, Coach.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he don't have value.
Well, that's what I'm wondering what all-star means.
I'm looking at Charlotte's roster.
trying to help you, Fritz, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Charlotte Hornets roster, right? Is Josh Hart better than LaMelo Ball? No. Is he better than Brandon Miller? No. Is he better than Miles Bridges? No. Is he better than Mark Williams? No. Is he a great Knick, though? Is he a great Knick, though? Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, it's on the Knicks because if the Knicks had a better record, I'll die on that hill. If the Knicks had a few more wins, a couple more wins,
why you gotta die on the hill? Why can't you die smoking a cigarette, bro? If you gotta go, do something fun.
I don't smoke. I don't smoke.
But you do hills?
Huh?
You do hills. You don't smoke, but you do hills.
True.
Would Josh seem more valuable if he's doing what he was doing and was 6'10"? Ooh, think about that.
If Josh was 6'10", I don't think he does these things because, I don't think he
wouldn't have to try as hard.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if Josh was 6'10", he couldn't sneak up on people and do these things, right? Yeah. No disrespect to Josh Hart, man. It's like when we have the Mitchell Robinson conversation. I respect Mitchell Robinson for where he is. I respect Josh Hart for where he is.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, when we make them more than they are, then I just have like a thing, right? Like, hey, why are we saying Josh Hart is an all-star? Oh,
I didn't say he was an all-star. I have no problems with who they picked this year. I have no problem with who they picked this year.
So how did we get here then?
No, I said he was. I think he was. His name was probably very close to being included as an all-star. If the Knicks, if they had to include a third all-star for the Knicks, because that's how the NBA works. It is not always on talent. If it was on talent, LaMelo would have made it. But they reward the premium teams and players who impact winning. And I think his
what about
winning,
the Celtics third player, Derek White? Is Josh Hart better than Derek White? They have a better record than us.
They have a better record.
Is Josh
but
Hart
I don't think he's. I don't think he stood out this year.
But Josh Hart has.
And no, but on previous years, Derek White is kind of the guy who makes it as a third, even though he doesn't quite deserve to be the third. But for his effort on a premium team in the East, they give him a third. They'll give him a third all-star. And I'm just taking it in that context. I'm not taking it, hey, we're just gonna line up the best 12 in the East, because that's not how he's usually picked anymore. That's not the politics of the NBA anymore. Of picking the best 12.
Coach, you going with us at 10 o'clock? We're going to get Josh Hart tattooed on our hearts. You going with us?
Nope.
I think you should get Josh sleeve.
Get a Josh sleeve on your arm.
I have a Josh name. I have a son named Josh. That's a no.
Oh, salute to Josh.
I'm gonna get that Josh on me before Josh Hart.
Right.
Little Villanova. A little Villanova.
Yeah. It's hard for me to not when franchise players are out there. Franchise players are legitimately the focus of an NBA franchise every night. And Josh Hart is never the focus of another NBA franchise on a night-to-night basis. Because if you focus on Josh Hart and leave Jalen Brunson and Cat unattended to, you might give up 50 points apiece. And no disrespect to Josh. Josh is an excellent complementary role piece. Excellent. But you ain't ready. No, man. Josh Hart, bro. Right. King Imbert says Hart is better than White right now. Hart impacts the game more than White does. That's exactly why the Knicks have a better record than the Celtics do. And you legitimately saw the Knicks wipe the floor with the Celtics Saturday night. Oh, wait a minute. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. I'm sorry.
And Derek White had nothing to do with it, though. Tell you that.
That's what
You know what? Here's a better question. This year, what is Josh Hart better than Peyton Pritchard? Because Peyton Pritchard was blowing by Josh like he was nobody in that game.
See now, Coach. See what Coach doing right there. See, I wasn't gonna go that far with it. I ain't ready to go that far with it. I like Josh Hart, man.
I see what I see. And Pritchard is 6th man of the year right now.
Yeah, see, I'm not. Yeah, Josh Hart is an excellent complementary player role piece for us, right? But that's a bridge. That's just a bridge too far for me, right?
Would you say it's a bridge over troubled water?
Nah, it ain't.
I will lay you down.
I ain't even getting to the bridge, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even making it to the bridge, bro. And I get what you. I saw how you played on words right there too. By the way.
So, what about under the bridge? Downtown.
Is that Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah. That's where I drew some blood.
Yeah.
Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way.
Yeah, man. I
think that I think there's certain players on teams that will always be an all-star and always have a value no matter what team they're on.
Okay.
Our two guys are obviously Cat and Brunson. They're universally going to be the top 1 or 2 players on whatever team they're on.
Okay.
And you have guys that are super important and fit to what their particular teams do. So like Josh to us, to what the Knicks need, his particular skill set shines here because of what we need from him. Josh ain't going to do this on every team he's on. He may do little pieces of this, but because who we've surrounded him with this year, this is why Josh had more opportunities last year to have these averages, especially when there was all them injuries, because technically when OG went down and Randall went down, he was our 3rd option.
Yeah.
After Brunson and Dante. So he had a chance to have these numbers last year. But now this year, he has an even better supporting cast, talent-wise, and now Josh doesn't have he can just do his thing because no one, like you said, no one's game planning for Josh Hart.
Right. And so, but with Coach, when I say that though, when I say that, I don't say that as Josh Hart's a nobody.
No, I know.
No, just me. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. When I say that Josh Hart, what Josh Hart does allows Jalen Brunson and Cat to be Jalen Brunson and Cat. At the same time, Jalen Brunson and Cat require so much attention that Josh Hart can go in and do those Josh Hart things. Right? When Josh Hart was the focal point in Portland, that man still only averaged 15 points a game. We know because we played Portland with Josh Hart being their guy.
Right.
We played them in Portland on a Saturday afternoon. We were watching the game. Josh Hart in Portland. We played against Josh Hart. And like, no lie, like 5 weeks later or so, whatever it was, Josh Hart was a Knick.
Actually, he only averaged that year 9.5.
Oh, geez. Okay, my bad. Yeah, bro.
With that said, Freezie, but that allowed Josh Hart to be able to with Cat and JB, it allowed Hart to get those triple doubles, to flourish in that little role for which, you know what I'm saying, Thibodeau need him. That's why he's the ultimate Swiss Army knife for us.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's disputing that. Like, I saw a lot of stuff in the chat about validating who Josh Hart is. This is not a Josh Hart doesn't need to be validated. We all know who Josh Hart is. If you in the chat and you saying Josh Hart's a great player, man, who said Josh Hart wasn't a great player?
They were just asking the question, is he an all-star?
Yeah.
That's a whole
lot of Fritz Alcindor said Josh Hart should be in consideration or was in consideration for the all-star.
I think my personal, I could be wrong. There's that's just my personal. I think he would have been one of those. I think he would be on the short list.
Should he have been there ahead of Trae Young?
No.
He was snubbed.
What are we talking about?
I didn't say that.
No, Coach asked a question. That was a question.
But that's what when you start making comments like that, you got to think about.
No, but that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
But he asked a question. He asked, should he be there instead of Trae Young? That was a question.
No.
Right, Coach. That's Fritz's answer. Fritz said no.
Okay. So if you think, like, you start going into the realm of everyone gets a trophy.
No, because when you can't
honestly
when you have
they're deserving
when you
of
had
an all-star.
No, I didn't say that either.
Tell me what you said.
When it came,
I missed the comment.
So when it came to having an injury replacement, I think he would be on the short list of people on that replacement list. I think he would have been close to being an all-star.
Well, let's look at what the replacement list would be then. Trae Young's one of them. Who else?
Did Scotty Barnes make the All-Star team?
No, I think Scotty Barnes missed
injured,
a lot
right?
of time.
Yeah.
He missed a lot of time.
What about Halliburton? Should be ahead of Halliburton?
No, come on.
Even this, I know everyone thinks he's washed, but the last I checked, Zach LaVine is averaging 24, 5, and 5. Should he be ahead of Zach LaVine?
No. He would be on the short list.
Well, how short is the list? What about LaMelo Ball? He's not an all-star.
I think his team. I think his team kind of eliminates him from being an all-star. Being on a poor team, they don't like putting
Tyrese Maxey.
No.
I think Maxey is. I think Maxey is probably more talented than all of them. I think it's just a bad year. Plus, I think Maxey missed a little time too.
But so I mean, what I'm getting at is when we say things like shortlist, I mean, how many?
Shortlist probably 5 names.
Well, I named
would put
about
like
6,
5
7.
names.
I should be ahead of them. And like I said, it's not a knock on Josh.
We just disagree. We just disagree, bro. That's it.
And like I said, maybe Josh Hart is guilty of having 3 or 4 other guys on his team that are pretty damn good too. Because couldn't we say the same thing about OG? People were talking about him.
There's no world that I can occupy where Josh Hart would even be in consideration over Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby.
Yeah, both of them.
There's no way I'm even having that conversation.
I think Mikal's start was just so drastic. I don't think they would consider him.
Fritz, you said nah if you even heard me say.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just looking at his year.
Is that a New York thing though? Like when people do, they'd be like, nah.
Nah.
That's got to be a New York thing.
It's a New York thing.
Yeah.
No. I want 2 slices. I want 2 slices, dog. No.
Yeah. So the thing I'm pointing out is, so first I just want to show Deuce McBride and Mikal Bridges some love. But every time we talk about like showing love to like, it's like either the conversation switched to Mitchell Robinson or somebody's hating on Jalen Brunson for no reason, or Cat is soft. We always veer into those. Like for instance, the Deuce McBride giving up point guard responsibilities to me is a fascinating thing to discuss. Like, just talk to the chat. Like, chat, how would y'all feel? Which one you feel like if Deuce was to give up point guard responsibilities and just focused on being a 3 and D player off the bench, would you be interested in that?
Isn't that the original plan?
No.
I'm not. I would have thought that would be in the. Okay, going into this year, before we saw any games, the first thing you said, Deuce McBride is not a point guard. And his performance in the playoffs last year, Deuce's handle was to a point that we didn't think he could play point guard. So
right.
Going into the year, the way you described Deuce is the way I thought they would use him this year.
Did they use Deuce like that, though? That's rhetorical. No.
Deuce at the same time, Deuce
plays a lot of point guard possessions.
Yeah, but Deuce's handle improved to a point that they could play him at point guard a little bit, because it didn't look good last year at the end of the year. I never thought
it did, Coach.
Have you watched it this year? His dribbling doesn't look too much better to me.
That's what I said. Looks much impressive, but going from last year into this year, we never assumed that he was going to play point guard. I never assumed he was going to play point guard.
Right.
Because his performance last year was so horrible playing point guard in the playoffs. I thought that was done. But out of necessity,
technically he hasn't been.
In his improved handle, yeah, he's been picking up a lot of those minutes.
He's been coming in to play with Brunson.
Who? Cameron Payne?
No,
Deuce.
Yeah. And then when Brunson comes out, Cam's in there. So Deuce has not been the solo point guard. really many minutes at all. Now, when he was in there with Cam a few times, yeah, he brought the ball up. But
Coach, I've been seeing Deuce McBride initiate offense.
you have
Yep.
initiate offense.
That's what I said.
I haven't been seeing it as much as you have, but
Yeah.
maybe because I'm being picky. I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things like that. Like my man, legit is doing point guard responsible. What I'm saying, like, just because 2 point guards play together doesn't mean that the 1 point guard is gonna take all the point guard minutes.
Right.
We know that. We know that. It's like when you play 2 running backs together. Just because the other running back's not touching it doesn't mean the other running back is not a running back. Right. We know that. You know, you got 2 wide receivers on the field. One receiver's getting all the targets doesn't mean the other wide receiver's not a wide receiver. Right. What I'm saying is with Deuce, with Deuce, I feel I'll just talk plain. Just say it plain.
Mm-hmm.
If the Knicks played Cameron Payne, Deuce McBride, a wing player, and Precious, then I think you get the best out of Deuce. In that
that's
unit.
usually that. Okay, but that's usually that small lineup that doesn't do well. Because you didn't put a name at that small at the at the other wing, you didn't put a name there, but it's usually too small.
Right. Because
you only see it for
Landry Shamet's not a wing player, man.
Yeah.
Landry Shamet's a guard. And you can tell by the way he plays basketball, he's not a wing player. Landry Shamet is a guard. Right. We saw the other night.
You pointed that out tonight.
Yeah, Landry Shamet has guard instincts. Right? Landry Shamet has guard instincts, man. It's like asking a running back to play linebacker. Both of them are athletic, bro. A linebacker's got linebacker instincts. You can't just put a person in. Coach, can you just put a person in a linebacker spot and have them play linebacker? And I don't know if you can do it. I'm gonna ask the football expert.
You need to put a running back at linebacker?
Anybody, just any athletic dude on the team, just put them in. And are they going to be tracking the feet of the guard? Are they going to triangulate the football between the 2 guards? Right? Are they going to be able to scrape the line, scrape the wash and clean up the ball carrier in the hole? Like these things, if you just put somebody back there. Nah.
No, hell no. Especially at that level.
Right. Nah, you ain't going to be able to do.
Even running the lanes, trying to track down the running back, you know.
Right. Are you gonna be able to flip your hips and stay in a hook zone based on what the receivers are doing? That's linebacker stuff, right? Your hook zones change based on the depth of the receivers behind you. You got to track them and track what's in front of you. Right. That's what I'm saying about Landry Shamet. Just because Josh is 6'4" and plays on the wing doesn't mean Landry Shamet is 6'4".
Right. And that's exactly what I was going to get at. Like Tibbs and us as an organization, we're not doing Landry Shamet any justice by putting him in positions to fail like that. Just like you ain't gonna put a QB, you ain't gonna put Tom Brady at safety.
No.
Like Landry Shamet is playing out of position. Because every time he's in the game, Cam and Deuce are in there, or Deuce and Bronson, or whoever, and he's playing the 3.
He's guarding LeBron.
Guarding LeBron. Guarding Siakam.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right.
That man ain't
I think he's just doing it's out of necessity. It's just out of necessity.
Yeah.
We got way
Finances.
too many. We got too many 6'2" and under. Too many 6'2" and under guys.
That's why I was saying, like, we just missed an opportunity. Like, I'm okay with our starting lineup and our roster. We just needed another wing, man. And I know we have young ones, but if we were going to pick up a veteran, and I know TJ Warren's down the pipe or whatever, but we can only get him. We can't get him going until March.
February 28th. No, February 28th. Yeah.
So
when we did that did that last trade, we got a little bit more money. So
is that what we're doing? We're positioning ourselves.
Oh, you're talking about
have TJ Warren.
I wouldn't assume that. I wouldn't assume it.
Because we talked about this, and it happened. What if this happens in a playoff series? Mikal, Josh, or OG go down, and all of a sudden we have no wing depth. Because right now we have our wing depth is our 3 starting wings. They all rotate throughout the game. Like they start off together, but then after that, there's a rotation of them 3. And usually they all get back all together again at the end of the game. Yeah. So,
but the thing,
one of them go down, all of a sudden we're thin there. Yeah, I know.
Dottier's toe. I was about to say that. But technically, we still have the wings, but our coach will not play these younger players.
I know. And I guess when Mitch comes back, Precious can be part of this wing rotation a little bit, like with OG, So I don't know. That'll help.
I want to put Mitch at the 4.
I mean, he can defend some 4s. For sure.
I legit, man, bro. I want to put Mitch at the 4 and keep him healthy until the playoffs, and then give him 5 minutes in the playoffs. Because the most important thing is Mitchell Robinson in shape and healthy in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I want to play Mitchell Robinson at the 4.
But wasn't the issue with Mitchell Robinson defending on the perimeter problem? And now you're going to put him at the 4.
Yeah.
A lot of those, especially if you play Boston, he's probably going to have to be Dean Tatum.
Well, so mote it be, right? But my thing is this. First of all, before Mitchell Robinson got hurt, Mitchell Robinson used to be able to guard the DeAndre Aytons, the Giannis's of the world in space, like stay with him. His thing is terrible 3-point defense, right? And y'all saw it. Y'all saw him foul Maxey up faked, and Mitchell Robinson jumped in the Raptors on a slight up fake, but that's a guard, right? Mitchell Robinson guarding. I don't see Mitchell Robinson guarding Giannis as a problem. Right. I don't see Mitchell Robinson guarding Paolo Banchero as a problem. If Ariel Hukporty can get taught to do it, right, in a month, and Mitchell Robinson already has the natural instincts, why not have Mitch do it?
Do you want him in a situation where he's being like crossed up like that on a consistent basis?
When are you talking about crossed up, though? You talking about in the regular season or the playoffs?
What do you want, Cat to do? Because I know you've been an advocate of starting Mitch when he comes back.
I'm not.
No, I'm saying
I'm not either.
It's always you used to be.
No, I've always had. I have the question. I have the question
You were
a lot of
saying you
people.
wanted Canada for.
No, I had the question because a lot of people say, "Oh, he's just going to be the backup big," and they usually say, "Oh, well, he's going to play 15 minutes." And okay, if he's going to play 15 minutes, he's going to have to play a little bit of four. He's going to have to play together at some point.
Right.
The thing is, if in my mind,
It was
if Ariel Hukporty can do it, and he's a terrible defender, if I ask Mitchell Robinson to do it, who a lot of Knicks fans say is a great defender, then why would that be a problem for Mitch and not a problem for Ariel Hukporty?
Mitch should try. Like I think Mitch is willing. I think Mitch is willing to do anything.
Because the most important thing is getting Mitch to the playoffs healthy, right? And the thing that has been getting Mitchell Robinson hurt over these last multiple years is getting banged up at center. So if you know Mitchell Robinson is getting banged up at center, and you know you need for him to be healthy in the playoffs, and you have 4 years of data with Mitch getting hurt at center, then why not move him off center?
Yeah. Well, I think
it's just an idea. It's just an idea.
And that's defensively.
But
offensively, you know.
I think Mitch kind of, I wouldn't say confused, but you remember a lot on the perimeter, they want Mitch to stay home. They don't want Mitch to challenge. And I think if you let him just defend, just defend how he wants, I think he'd like it. But when you ask him to stay home and not challenge, he can't do anything against those threes.
Yeah. I think that's out of context, though, Fritz. Respectfully, can I tell you why though? Why I think that?
Okay.
The reason why I think that's out of context is we haven't seen Mitchell Robinson fully healthy and athletic with this type of team, right?
Okay.
What we've seen is the big Herculean Mitch that is always banged up with this team, with a few of these players. What I'm saying to y'all is I want to start love. Y'all remember that song by Miles J? Let's Start Love Over, Back to the Way Things Were? Lee, you remember that?
Yeah.
Let's start love over.
Yeah.
Back to the way things were. Forget about him, and I'll forget about her. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
I would prefer for Mitchell Robinson. I would prefer for Mitchell Robinson to get back to the spry, springy, athletic Mitchell Robinson to save his career. Right? I would like for him to do that thing that Marcus Camby tried to do towards the end of his career. Like, instead of being, y'all remember when Marcus Camby got all big and bulky so that he can take the pounding of the NBA, and then he wasn't jumping out the gym no more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember that? Coach, you remember when Marcus Camby put on that weight, and next thing you know,
Denver.
Marcus Camby is like 255. He's like,
in Denver.
Yeah, Camby 255.
I know. I started saying tastes like Camby.
Yeah.
Camby.
Ow.
He must have been eating.
That's what it's just a suggestion. Why not go back to the young, bouncy Mitch that stayed healthy instead of the RJ Barrett looking Mitchell Robinson at center, where you all big and bulky up top and you constantly getting hurt. Right? When Mitch was springy, Mitch wasn't getting hurt. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't getting hurt. You notice that year, I think it was 2021, the 2021 year, Mitch put on I think Mitch put on 15 pounds. Soon he put on 15 pounds, he got hurt. Broke his hand against the Washington Wizards. Robin Lopez. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And he missed, I think he missed the rest of the season. And Nerlens Noel, a spry, springy center, stayed healthy for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't want Mitch at the 5. What I'm saying is when Mitch come back, man, Mitch come back bouncy and springy, bro, so we can keep you healthy, man. We don't need you. Every time, see, you've never seen Mitchell Robinson get hurt being athletic, right? You've seen Mitchell Robinson get hurt with him wrestling against another big behemoth and his hand get caught in somebody's jersey and break his hand and wrist, right? Or he step on somebody's foot in traffic, right? Or he pulled a muscle. Remember, he pulled the muscle in his hip. Remember the year we lost to Miami in the playoffs, and he wore that long white leg sleeve because he had a hip injury from falling all over the floor.
Mm-hmm.
If we get Mitch bouncy, springy, I think that version of Mitch makes it to the playoffs, right, healthy, and then we can rotate Mitch and Cat at the 5, whatever these creative lineups that everybody want to see. Our issue has been and is right now that even when Mitch comes back at 80%, right, he's got to play his way in shape and play off those pounds that he gained being away from the court. And every time he tries to do that, he winds up re-injuring himself. So why not just take off all that weight from the start with and just have that man be a young, spry, bouncy athlete, the one that we first saw and fell in love with when he first got here, the blockness monster that what people was calling him when he was blocking shots all over the floor, right?
Yeah, that's the plan this year.
Huh?
I mean, that's the plan this year. They're getting him to slim down. Yeah. They're getting him to slim down.
How slim do you want him? Would you prefer for him at?
I don't know numbers, but I like him where he's comfortable. Like he obviously does with the. I would say a weight that you feel comfortable with. Like there's a weight where you know what, I feel good at this weight. When he's in his heaviest, he didn't look comfortable.
So you don't have a number?
No, I don't. I don't know what his number is because that's different for every player.
What about 235? I'm thinking.
Bim, exactly. Bim. That's exactly what 235. And if you come in 236, I'm fining you $100.
But at the same time, Tibbs got to work along with this. Tim's got to take the shackles off,
right?
Because some of the frustration is some of the restrictions Tibbs has put on him. It's like stay home all the time. Don't jump toward threes. And I think Mitch is the type of player he has to have fun to play the game. And like that part of the game, like he's vocally unhappy about that. Like seeing shots that he knows he can block, and Tibbs
not
doesn't
playing to his instincts.
Okay, I think that's another thing that may be out of context, because those are things that happened in the past. And what I'm saying is this newer version of Mitch plugged into this newer version of the Knicks is a better fit than a big, bulky Mitch that played alongside Julius Randle and had a backup, or he backed up Isaiah Hartenstein. That's what we were looking at the past 2 years, right?
Mitch is listed at 278 on StatMuse. I don't know how current that is.
That's legit 12 pounds away from Andre Drummond. That's crazy, right? That's 12 pounds away from Andre Drummond.
LeBron James is 250 on stat news.
That's a
LeBron's on that sauce.
yeah. LeBron getting that doink. Yeah.
Let's see what Randall is. Randall 250 as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And somebody said Wise said he 265. But hey, Wise, what do you think about my idea at having Mitch play the 4 to keep him healthy and then give him center minutes in the playoffs?
How much you think OG weighs?
About 230, solid.
Yeah. Shredded.
It says 240, 243.
Yeah.
Big dude.
Yeah, I would play Mitch at the 4 and let him do all the stuff that Precious Achiuwa does.
Yeah, RJ looks at 214.
Yeah, if RJ Barrett is 214, me and Coach are 214.
I'm 185.
Yeah.
Was it brought? Didn't Mitch stand on a scale to show him what he weighed or something when he was training?
It's like 268 or something that I saw. I don't care nothing no weight.
Now look, I don't really mind the number as much as the composition of it. He might have lost 10 pounds of fat, or he might have lost 20 pounds of fat and gained 10 pounds of muscle. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm gonna say this, Coach. I'm gonna say this, dog. Mitch over 250 is a big man that can't wait to get injured, regardless of his composition, bro. That's my opinion of it. I mean, and I may be wrong, but the one thing I'm right about is Mitchell Robinson over 250 gets hurt for long stretches.
I'm gonna say this: it's all about how you distribute the weight. Personally, that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think he's been training.
I don't care nothing about the way he distributed, bro. I want Mitch to come back looking skinny. Play that man at
you
the
saw
4.
You saw the picture. You saw the pictures today.
I mean,
press conference. He's definitely smaller.
On what platform was those pictures? I want to see it.
He put it on because he did like the pregame conference.
It's not on Twitter. It's got to be on Instagram.
Yeah, he came out shirtless. He came out shirtless to do the press conference.
I'm gonna say this: if it's around his thigh, waist, and his lower body to some degree, I think it could help him to some degree. But I'd never recommend anybody to have a big bulky upper body, and then you run around here with some chicken legs. That's crazy.
I mean, I'll put it this way: when you're, I mean, he's an elite athlete. Okay, don't get it twisted. When an elite athlete loses 13 pounds, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
No matter how heavy you are. Like the fact that he's really 65, I mean, I'm looking at it.
You're leaning out a lot of muscle.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, I'm rooting for him, that's for sure. We need him. We need all hands on deck, bro. We need everybody. I think there's someone that we don't have yet. Either TJ Warren or a buyout guy is going to be in the rotation on this team. Like, we are not a title contending team if Landry Shamet is still in the rotation. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna put Mitchell Robinson at about 235 in the rotation for Landry Shamet, him and Precious, and the Knicks will never look back. Wise, what's good, bro?
Peace, fellas. What's going on?
Yeah, we called
you. What up, Holla?
Yeah, we called you earlier. Everything all right?
Yeah, I hit you back too, but I figured you was busy, so I said, let me come on and catch up with y'all.
Yeah, man. I was gonna ask you a question about something, but yeah.
What's good though? How y'all feel about that win?
The win wasn't nothing.
Nice.
We was gonna watch the Pacers anyway, bro. How you feel about Mitchell Robinson at the 4?
I mean, if that's your idea of preserving him for the stretch that I feel we're gonna need him for the most, then I mean that's a consideration. I would consider it. I don't know how much is gonna get done, but I mean, if it works, if it's something that could work, I would be for it.
My thing is with
I've
Mitch,
seen Mitch guard on the perimeter before, so I mean, I've seen him block KD on the perimeter multiple times.
right.
I've seen him defend Tatum before, so
We saw
I've
him
seen
guard
him defend
Giannis.
Giannis before too. Yeah.
Remember
So
when
I'm
Mitch
not
was
opposed
light
to
and
it.
healthy, he was our Giannis stop. Well, nobody stops Giannis, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. It's just that I mean, I like the weight that you said 235, but I think that's too light right now. I think maybe like 250 might be the right weight. He might not be as agile, but I think he'll be the most agile we've seen him at this age with the new weight that he has.
Right.
So I think that if he got to 250, that would be like an optimal, because right now they say he's down to 265. So, but I think
Yeah,
250 would be real good.
pounds. About 30 more, lose about 30 more pounds, and he'd be ideal.
The more he
We
takes
talked
off, the
about-
less stress on his body.
On those lower leg injuries. Right? Remember what we dealing with, y'all.
Yeah.
We talking about lower leg injuries. We're not talking about he broke his arm.
Exactly.
We don't want him to lose weight because he broke his arm. We talking about this dude constantly lower leg injuries.
Yeah, that's
even Dre agreed with me. He said, yeah, Dre absolutely agree with me.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think that's a smart idea. I think because at the same time, he's going to be playing his way back, really. You know what I mean? So to put him in it just makes sense to put him in as least stressful situations as possible to start off.
Yeah, man.
He's got to get back in game shape.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we already know, like, the way that people get on Cat, when Mitch comes back, everybody's going to want to be like, well, we've been waiting to see what Mitch is going to do. So people going to be at his neck to perform. But at the same time, it's like he got to play his way into shape. He got to understand the new weight that he's at, playing with it at this level of health, because he hasn't even been at this level yet. And then he hasn't played with Cat yet. He hasn't played with Bridges yet. So it's an integration that has to occur. But
he ain't playing with Cameron Payne yet.
Exactly. But the thing about Mitch is that we don't need Mitch to do a whole bunch of stuff that he doesn't really do anyway. Like, he just comes in knowing his role because it's his natural role. So it's kind of like we don't need Mitch to get a bunch of shots up, because he never gets up a bunch of shots.
Nah.
So he just got to come in, do the dirty work, play defense, offensive ball, like regular stuff that he just does. So it's not that much of an integration. It's just about him getting used to where players are at now in the scheme. And I'm sure he's watching what's going on as far as what we're doing on the floor, but it's different when you're out there in game speed too.
Yeah.
So it's
I think
that's going to take a minute.
The things that Mitch does well are going to be elevated with this team, because before, when he was doing these things, the team that was around him was boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? So now, it's just like Josh Hart. Look what Josh does now with this supporting cast.
Right.
What has elevated Josh's points per game, his rebounds, and his assists all went up. So now you go to Mitch. The things that Mitch does well, I think, are going to get better because of what's around him.
Coach, before we totally poo-poo Mitchell Robinson, because I feel like, so in a twist in bizarro world, right? So in this weird twist of fate, and this is gonna sound strange, everybody, I feel like we about to dog the hell out of Mitchell Robinson if he come back at 235. And before everybody jump on my neck, hear me out, right? Before everybody jump on my neck, Mitchell Robinson actually showed touch and balance around the rim as a young spry Mitch. The more weight Mitchell Robinson put on, the worse his touch got over the years. And if you don't believe me, look at his free throw percentage. Right? Look at his field goal percentage. The heavier that man got, the worse his shooting got. Right? And we like, yo, why we don't just throw it to Mitch, man, throw the lob to Mitch. We can run that play 3 times a game. Yeah, that was a 238, 240 Mitchell Robinson. We trying to throw lobs to a 278 Mitchell Robinson?
225 Mitch.
Like what kind of Mitchell Robinson live in? What world do we live in where a 280 pound Mitchell Robinson is going to catch 3 lobs a game? There is no world like that. That world don't exist. They don't throw the lob because that man don't jump like he used to.
And
right?
In order for him to go up and get it, we need him to be back fully healthy. If he's going to be at that weight, he has to be fully healthy to do those things. You can't get him at 60, 70% and expect that to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that him being off all this time is like the gift and the curse at the same time.
Because he's going to come back rusty, bro.
But he's going to have a mean chip on his shoulder too.
Yeah, he's going to come back rusty, but he's going to come back healthy. Those are the 2 things that's going to go together. He's going to come back completely healthy, but he's going to come back rusty. And that's human nature. Anytime you go without, if I handed Coach Malpica a football right now and asked him to get me 12 yards to get some high schoolers, that man would be out of breath. That man would be out of breath before he get to the hole, right? I'd be like, Coach, wake up, man. It's a football game going on.
He ain't going to make it past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You crazy.
I'm joking with Coach because Coach got a sense of humor. I could do that with Coach.
Look,
Coach, I'll get them 12 yards,
Coach
I'll be done.
Still got it. Coach think he still got it. He think he still got it.
Now, you give me the ball at the 2-yard line, I bet you I score.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Coach would be on the ground like, I made it with a torn hamstring, a twisted Achilles.
Right.
And Burt Reynolds in The Longest Yard. When Burt Reynolds he ran that one play.
You're right. But that's what I'm saying, Coach. It's human nature for us not to have our biorhythms and our flow. We call it being rusty when you try to do something that you hadn't done in a long time. You're just rusty. You're just out of rhythm. And so in them 18 or so games that Mitchell Robinson come back, what I'm saying is instead of expecting him to lead the NBA in offensive rebounds for the last 18 games of the season, just let that man come back and be young Mitchell Robinson. Right? 235, 240, throw them live. Bro, Coach, if you think...
What you want to give Ozempic? I mean, come on. He ain't going to lose that much weight in that short time.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get down to like 250 though.
I'm
Maybe
saying don't bring him back until
255.
he's 235, bro. I don't care I don't care if he don't come back to the playoff start.
But they talked about already. Since he's been back practicing, he's lost 3 pounds.
Okay.
He's gonna get down to like
That's what he was saying in the
250.
press conference.
Yeah.
But I definitely
playing.
agree with you though, Freeze, because the Mitch you talking about is the Mitch that got out in transition too.
The Mitch that got out in transition and ran.
Shot over 70% from the field.
From the field, the dude set the NBA field goal percentage record as a young, spry, bouncy super athlete at 7 foot.
And I don't think nobody broke it still, right?
I think somebody broke it, but I'm not sure.
But I mean, when he broke it, nobody had broke it for like 50 years.
Yeah, when he broke, yeah.
That was a Will Chamberlain record.
That was like, man, yeah. And I know what I'm saying, it sounds outlandish, right? But think about me listening to how outlandish this sounds. Bring Mitch back, man. He need to bulk up, man. And we just need to keep him healthy. Bro, I already seen this movie 5 times. I already seen this shit 5 years in a row. Bring Mitch back. He bulked up. His shot worse. He get hurt. He playing hurt. At the end of the season, he rehabbing. And then he going to be late for training camp. Show up to training camp. He 299. And it's like the cycle of doing the same thing over and over. Why?
Yeah, that's what they trying to break it now.
I think it's only management that wanted him to bulk up, just because Embiid is in the conference.
Right.
I think that's a real thing too.
3 a.m. for me, bro. I got to go.
All right, boss. I'm
All right, coach.
I'm gonna hang out, man.
Be easy, bro.
Cause I gotta talk about this Mitchell Robinson thing, man, for real.
Much love.
I think that's a real thing, Chris. What you said, that was one of the main reasons I think they wanted him to bulk up.
It had nothing to do with him personally. Like, he didn't need the bulk up. It was Embiid is in the conference, and then we're aiming to play Embiid.
And Embiid was pushing Mitch around prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, have y'all seen do y'all see what Victor Wembanyama looked like?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see what Alexander Saul looked like?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And for us to say, nah, bring Mitch back at 270, what are we talking about?
Nah, I mean, but at the same time, Mitch role is different, but I do need him to bring his weight down because we need him to still be able to run and get up.
Right. And say, when I say move Mitch off center, I don't mean all of a sudden Mitchell Robinson gonna be shooting threes. Nah, Mitch in the corner for 3. Nah, no. When I'm saying, okay.
Here's the thing. Too big anyway.
He wears size 15.
I was being funny.
What I want everybody to envision is a bigger, a taller, stronger version of what Jaren Jackson Jr. does on defense. If you like what Jaren Jackson Jr. does on defense, this is the direction I'm looking to encourage you to think along with me about. Now, is he going to give you Jaren Jackson's offense? No. Right, but I don't care about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s offense in this conversation. I care about Jaren Jackson's defense in this conversation. The thing is, me, Coach, and Greeny from LI were watching the Knicks play, right? And they put Cat in the pick and roll. No matter where Cat started out on the floor, they found Cat and included Cat in the pick and roll, right? Drug Cat out into deep water, right? And Greeny was like, yo, why don't he go out there and prevent them from running the play? But in Cat's mind is, if I step up these 6 feet, Josh Hart is behind me.
Yeah. I mean, but don't that sound familiar to you, Freeze? Not to cut you, but that's the same situation like when Mitch used to have to step up, and then you had RJ and you had Randall,
who were not shot blockers, rim protectors, and Obi, who was athletic but not a rim protector.
Exactly. So it's the same situation. So I kind of see what you're saying. Like, say if you put Mitch at the 4, now you could still sit Cat at the 5 if you want to use them together in instances.
Right.
And then on offense, you flip them.
But here's the thing. I wouldn't flip them no wise. This is you speed me up and getting to my point. You taking me too fast. You know what I'm saying? You don't slam your foot on the accelerator, man. I'm trying. Remember, man, it's a show. Like I gotta do it like step by step. So, but in order to, just for reference, I agree with what Allow Wise is saying. But Wise, here's the trick though. When you put Cat and Mitchell Robinson on the floor, and Mitch is 235, you don't have to tuck Mitch in the corner. You know what you can do? You can have Mitchell Robinson come up top and screen.
Come up top and let Cat stay in the back.
Cat. And so here's the important thing to this, right? When Mitchell Robinson,
I see what you're saying.
If you go under, Cat gets a uncontested 3. If you go over the screen with a big, first of all, you already eliminated a shot blocker out of the play.
Yeah.
Right. He already eliminated a shot blocker out of the play. Right. Now you have a weak side guy coming, and Cat, who people, I don't know, chat, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but Karl Anthony Towns has handles.
And he could pass.
And here's another thing. Wise, you speed me up, bro. You gotta let me finish. Bro.
It's a New York thing.
You speed.
At least I'm like, nah.
Yeah, right. Right. So, but the thing is, Karl Anthony Towns, for a center, may have, outside of Victor, Cat may have the best in-space handles of any big in the NBA, right? And the thing about that is now you put a smaller guy in coverage with 2 7-footers coming your way. Now, are you going to rotate? Now, and Wise, this is where things get tricky. This is where the basketball minds are churning all the time. Do you pull Jalen Brunson's man off of Jalen Brunson to come and tag the roll man, which is Mitch? Or do you bring Mikal Bridges' man out of the corner to cut off Cat and force Cat to make a play, right? Cat has two legitimate natural options. Throw the ball up in the ceiling to Pat Ewing jersey and watch a 235-pound Mitch come down with it and throw that thing through the rim like the Gotham lob, right? Do you throw the Gotham lob to a 235-pound Mitch when the rim protection is already behind you and it's nothing but short guys at the rim? Or do you kick that thing out in the corner to Jalen Brunson for 3?
Shit, the defense gonna tell you what to do.
The defense is gonna tell you what to do, right? Because if you take away both, right? You got Karl Anthony Towns finishing at the rim over somebody 6 inches shorter than him, right? If you legit body up Mitch and don't bring Jalen Brunson's man, now you have like a 6'6" guy trying to block Cat at the rim. And for those that don't know, just for the record, if you foul Cat, if you like, every time you do it, we're just gonna foul him. Guess what, Fritz? I don't know if you know. 88%.
He shoots 88%.
Karl Anthony Towns is a great free throw shooter for a center. Bam! That's why Mitchell Robinson has to be 235 when he comes back, right? Because the thing is, you can bring Mitchell Robinson back at 270, right? You don't have to go out and get another big guard. You don't have to move Deuce off the ball and play point guard, right? You can have Jalen Brunson lead the NBA in time of possession, and then guess what you're going to face in the playoffs? The same shit you face every year. Now, I don't believe in this thing called the definition of insanity and all of that stuff, right? I personally don't believe in that. But what I do believe is not doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. What I expect is for the people that thought along with me in this thought exercise to just envision what this might look like 3 or 4 times a game. Because this is not an offense that you run all the time, right? Because you're not going to play Cat and Mitch 40 minutes a night together, right? Because that means you're not playing Josh Hart. But when they do play together, you can present this as an option, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right, because if they think about this, if they go under the Mitchell Robinson screen, you have Karl-Anthony Towns wide open from 24 feet, straight ahead at the rim. And if you go over, you have 2 very athletic guys headed to the rim against a shorter defender. And if you bring the defender over from either guy, Bridges or Brunson, it's a corner 3. And if you just stay at home and don't do nothing, you got Cat finishing at the rim. And Cat may have the most touch of any big man in the NBA. Mm-hmm. It's just food for. I'm gonna go get a thing of water. Y'all can talk about me behind my back. I'll be right. I'll be right.
Since we're talking about Freezie behind his back, do you think?
I couldn't wait for Freeze to get out of here.
Nah. Do you think Tibbs is down for experimenting? I'm not sure.
I think that he would be open to it because at some point he's gonna go to that lineup. At some point he's gonna go to it, especially like if we play Cleveland. I don't think it's gonna be extended.
Oh, you kind of cut out a little bit.
And another thing, no, just
well, I think Mitch dominated Cleveland the last 2 years. So, yeah, Mitch. If we do play Cleveland, I think Cleveland's one of those matchups where they would incorporate Mitch probably a little bit more than most.
So okay, so y'all not really feeling it then. The whole Mitch at 235. Y'all can't see what I'm talking about from a basketball perspective.
No, but I think that's what's kind of been mandated for him to slim down. Like we're not going with the heavy Mitch.
What do you mean no?
No. I think that's what's on the menu for him to slim down. Is that they're no longer trying to keep Mitch weight up. Because before, like his heavy weight was intentional. They kept asking him to add weight, and Mitch didn't want the extra weight. And then at some point he's like, "Oh, I guess I see why they want me to do this." But he liked being smaller. He liked being more agile.
But what I'm asking is, how does that correspond?
You need Tibbs to play ball. Like if Tibbs is stubborn and he wants to play how he used to play, then you're limited in how you can use Mitch.
He's gonna be the keto friendly Mitchell Robinson.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me like I'm just trying to follow?
Okay.
Are you saying what I offered as something to talk about is out of the question because Tom Thibodeau wants Mitch at 270 to go with be in that drop coverage that he covets.
No,
I mean,
the mandate is for him to slim down. Like when he came back this year, it was Mitch is going to slim down.
See, I never saw that nowhere. Like respect, but like my thing has been
they've when they brought in the new health team, they said Mitch is going to come in smaller. Like I don't know. I probably have to look up the articles, but they've discussed like they're intentionally bringing him back and him being smaller. Like him being a larger center is no longer the plan.
See, this is where I'm lost. Then, if they had a year for Mitchell Robinson to lose 20 pounds with all the elite training stuff in the world, and that man has only lost 10 pounds,
he's been injured.
Then I feel like somebody's shooting me the gas.
He's been injured.
Right, we know that. That's what we already, Fritz. Who didn't know that?
I know, but like, yeah, but he is definitely smaller than he was before. He's definitely
right
lost
by
weight.
about 10 pounds, right? Like from 277 to 26. Wait a minute, you telling me Mitch was 300 pounds?
No, it says more than 10.
How's it more? Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is where, like, legitimately, and hey, everybody in the chat, I'm not pressing Fritz just to press Fritz, man. That's my guy. That's my guy right there. Even though he telling me Josh Hart should be an all-star, he's still my guy, right? Fritz, what I'm saying is, are you telling me that it took Mitchell Robinson 10 months to lose 10 pounds? Because I don't believe Mitch was ever 300 pounds.
Okay. So
maybe he was outside of the loop and they could control what he was doing at his house. Who knows? Maybe they brought him a chef. Who knows?
Okay, it says Mitch was over 280. And on the 17th, when they weighed him, 268.2.
Right. So if he was over 280, think about if he was let's say 285.
Okay.
That means that man lost 17 pounds in 10 months.
Yeah.
A whole lot of crawfish.
See how Wise, you see how funky that make me feel, bro? That make me feel mad that's the exact reason why I'm saying, nah, this dude got to get down to 235, bro. A lot of these things are not lining up. And I know we can't trust everything that we read. And I get that. And sometimes you have to listen to people, like you have to listen to what smart people say. And that's what I'm doing with Fritz. Right. I'm just because that's what I'm doing here. Right. But then when you say, not what Fritz say, I'm just saying in general, with the information we've been given. That the team from Dallas came in and said the mandate is for Mitch to come in smaller. And they've been here since June, right? And it's February. That's 9 months. And that man only lost 18 pounds in 9 months.
Yeah.
Or 17 pounds in 9 months, I'm sorry. Whatever, 17, 18, 19, it don't matter.
Yeah. It depends on your discipline level. There's some people like, we knew Randall was very disciplined. Like he changed his whole entire diet. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe Mitch is not one of those type of people.
I think he is. I don't doubt Mitch at all.
No, but there's some people who could do like a whole, like, like Marvel trainer,
like me,
extreme.
Like
tuna fish and I'll eat eat tuna fish and pickles,
chicken breast and broccoli and rice.
Yeah, some people can't do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, but it's not. Yeah. So maybe Mitch isn't that disciplined.
I think he is. I don't doubt nothing Mitchell Robinson related, bro. That's what I think. I don't anything Mitchell Robinson like not perfect, pitch perfect. I just now if you told me Quentin Grimes, I'd be like, yeah, he's soft. He a ham sandwich, bro. I'm glad he out of here. but when it comes to Mitchell Robinson, bro, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, why Lee? Why y'all not backing me up on Mitch? Yo, what's going on?
Bro, you doing a great job. I don't have to say a flipping thing. And
Chad,
you
why
also
y'all not
told me,
backing me up on Mitch?
hold on a second. And you always saying I'm always cutting somebody off. So I'm waiting for my time to jump in.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm not saying anything. I'm not like making a statement. I'm just giving the kid some excuses. Like maybe he's not, I would have hoped he would approach rehab like a job, but maybe some people don't do it like
but
that.
you see where I'm coming from, right? Like
Yeah.
9 months is a long time to lose 18 pounds as a professional athlete with world-class equipment at your disposal. Is that not not a fair thought?
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I had those resources.
Right.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
And I'm not taking no shot, and I'm not really trying to shoot nobody no bail to some degree. But who's to say that like how long was he really at the facility at the beginning of the season or at the start of the preseason? When did they really put out this mandate, considering that, you know what I'm saying, it was a possibility of him being shipped off on the road. Also, too, the surgery and the rehab and everything like that. You know, we got to consider that as well because he might have been in limbo.
Yeah, working on conditioning. You see.
I mean, I understand that you're supposed to be an athlete. You're supposed to be in tip top shape all the time. I get that part. Now that's really that's the athlete's responsibility. So I get that part, but I'm just a thought.
So am I the only one thinking Mitchell Robinson at 235 makes sense? Just because I heard everybody say some people were like 250,
Oh,
people comfortable at whatever weight.
I gave you that number 235. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, you sure
But
did.
I mean,
Yeah.
but my point, I mean, me personally, 240, 245. Just I don't know, just to some degree, you know. But I mean, even if he comes in at 235, as long as he ain't gonna bang with that person in Snitch City, I'm good.
Yeah, I think as small as he can get, because he obviously felt better at a lighter weight.
Yeah.
Like there's moves that he could do at 235 that he could never do at 270.
Including shoot free throws. and for the record,
Run the floor.
everybody, Tyson Chandler was the Knicks Defensive Player of the Year at center at guess what weight? 235. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I know he was real light.
Right. And he was the Defensive Player of the Year for the Knicks at center. And I know that was a different era. I know that was like 10 years ago, but it can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the second greatest center of all time behind Pat Ewing, played his entire career at 225 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the most skilled, like I want to say skilled, but fluid, graceful centers I've ever seen in my life who didn't have to be as physical as the majority of the centers of his era.
Right.
But yeah, also the game has changed too, because a few years ago you were looking at Ayton as like, oh, he's going to be the future, and you're looking at Embiid. You were looking at a lot of big centers in the league, and I think the Knicks are just trying to match.
Yeah,
and I think nowadays it doesn't really matter.
They knew they were wrong. They knew they were wrong because like these big physical, non-athletic guys being tough doesn't work. Quentin Grimes was a thought. He ain't hit no more. RJ Barrett was a thought. He ain't hit no more. Julius Randle was a thought. He ain't hit no more.
You know what?
You got to think about Jahlil Okafor. The way he played the game, the way he attacked it, and the fact that he was a wide body type of guy, and he got phased out the league for a minute. And look what he had to do to jumpstart his career again.
Yeah. Also, when Mitch came in, he was playing alongside Porzingis.
Yeah.
So I think you had to factor out in of who he's playing with.
Yeah.
And also DeAndre Jordan came in. He was a bigger center. Yeah. So I think the Knicks went with what was needed at the time, but instead of looking at what's best for Mitch.
Yeah, I think it was a misstep.
Yeah, I think it was a bad decision.
Yeah, I think it was a misstep, man. Right, because I think it was.
Also, that was different management too.
Because the thing is, Lee, the thing is, if I told you that if we got Mitch down to 235 and he was 80% of Jaren Jackson Jr. defensively, would you take it?
What? And hold on a second. I think that the younger Mitch was a better defender than Jaren Jackson is currently. The younger Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson gets. I know people pick on Jaren Jackson because he's not. He's basically a shot blocker. And yeah, he's basically a shot blocker.
I look at him as a help defender more so than anything.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, the Wolves can't win. I mean, not the Wolves. I'm sorry. The Grizzlies really can't win with Jaren Jackson at center.
No.
That's why they rotate a lot of bodies in there. Because Jaren Jackson take a pounding at center. Right? You don't want dudes. You don't want one of your prime guys to be a full-time defensive center unless he gives you something dynamic on offense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those things where, do you really want? Yeah, hey, Brandon. Yeah, pause. Easy, Uncle Freezie. Relax, Uncle Freezie. You out of control there. He's like, yo, man. Yeah, he taking a pounding down low. You know, relax. Pause, bro. I gotta pause myself. Right.
Pause it. Get your mind out the gutter, bro. We all grown men.
Yeah, but my thing is, the thing is, not the thing, because clearly I'm just stating my opinion, right? This is my opinion. A light Mitchell Robinson can give us shades of Tyson Chandler, Jaren Jackson Jr. Right? And if I offered Fritz, I was like, hey Fritz, going into next year, if you could get a healthy Mitch, fully healthy Mitch with an offseason, if you can get all of or even more of Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defense, would you pay Mitchell Robinson $14 million a year for the last year of his contract?
Yes, sir.
What would you say?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody's worried about the money he makes.
No,
I know what you mean. Would he be worth it? I guess is what you mean.
Would he be worth the $14 million? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Yeah.
whether you should pay Mitch or not, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is if you get Mitch at 235 and he's Jaren Jackson Jr. on defense, would the Knicks be willing to pay that $14 million? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if Mitch comes back at 270 and he's just the Mitchell Robinson you've seen the last 3 years, we trying to ship that contract off.
Yeah.
You know how I know he can't. You know how I know they would do that?
Because they tried already. Yeah. Mitch can't come back and be 7-7.
No. And he can't be. Mitch can't come back at 275 and at 7 points, 7 rebounds, and an injury risk every time he touched the floor at $14 million. I'm sorry. Right. But my thing is, I always look to speak my truth about the stuff that the way I see it. Like no shade, no troll, or nothing like. I'm saying when I'm serious about the thing, man, like how I am about Mitch. Right. Like I ain't trying to troll Mitchell Robinson fans for what? For what? I could be in a living room eating my fake steak. Fritz, I bought some fake steak tips. Some fake steak beef tips. Bro, they taste just
Beyond beef. Whatever else.
But I make it like a Philly cheesesteak though.
He making top cheese.
he
down south making fake chopped cheese, but he be talking. Yo, I be remembering what you be saying.
The impossible.
He making fake chopped cheeses out there.
You roll up in a lettuce or something like that.
No, I roll up no lettuce. Why you always be trying to make jokes, man? Yo, I'm right here. Y'all
with the vegan mayo and the vegan cheese.
Yo, Freeze, you ain't gotta eat lettuce sandwiches no more, man.
Chat, you see how they doing me to my face, chat?
You ain't in the trenches of Jersey City no more.
They even got Fritz. They even got Fritz telling jokes about me about it.
It's healthy. It's living. It's clean living. Clean living.
Yo, chat, legit. I read.
Mind you, where he lives, ain't nothing but farm animals around him. Like he missing the good old goat, steaks, chicken, catfish, all that good stuff. He gave it all up. I'm proud of him.
Hey, Lee. So the other day I ran. So somehow the treadmills were you know how they have 3 rows of treadmills at the gym. So one of the rows was maintenance. You know how they just take off they put the rope up, and then they over there cleaning them and doing the maintenance on the treadmills, right? So how the group is usually spread out over 3 rows, we were like on these 2 rows. And guess who had gas from eating vegetables all the time?
Oh shit!
I already know. That's yo. I swear you need to look in the group chat, bro. I put something out there just for you.
What you want me to do? What you want me to do?
Yo, bro. Let me tell you something. My daddy always used to say, I'd rather let it out and deal with the shame than hold it in the bed of pain.
Right.
Mister, I never shoot the gas.
Yeah. Bro, can you imagine trying to run too much? So I ran too
mind you, me and Freezie had the same MOS in the Army, right? And it was NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical. Just imagine.
Right. And I sounded like one of them smoke machines, bro.
AKA the crop duster.
Yeah. Lee know how to smoke machines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we, on those smoke pots.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing about Mitch though, bro, I ain't gonna front. I ain't stunting on nobody, bro. What I'm saying is, to me, in order to preserve Mitchell Robinson, right? Not just for these 18 games that he gonna play in or whatever, right? I'm talking about for the playoffs and those 20 whatever games he gonna play in. But going into the summer, think about Wise. Here's the thing. You know how we always talk about Mitchell Robinson come back every summer and he ain't developed nothing? Now I can't the haters to say that. I say that sometimes too about Mitch. You know why Mitch don't develop stuff in the summer?
Because he always hurt from an injury.
Because he always rehabbing. You feel me? Like you see where y'all see where I'm going with it?
Yeah.
Like it's legit like a butterfly effect or a chain reaction into other stuff. Man, listen, all that weight has been not good for him.
A detriment.
Yeah.
But how about this though, Freeze? If Mitch come back and everybody's like, we need to preserve him, but he comes back and he's a complete monster. Like nobody's really expecting that. But if that happens, that changes everything. So me personally, I'm just doing like my man Soulfinger said, I'm gonna just be quiet and let Mitch come back and see what he does and how he looks, and then go from there. Because a lot of things could change in the time that he ain't played to now, and especially with the new team. So how he looks, it depends on how he comes back and whatever their game plan is. So I agree with you that the idea that you had, it sounds good, but it still depends on how they're gonna use him and who he is when he comes back. So I'm gonna just wait and see.
The thing is, Wise, I'm with you, right? So here's the thing though. Here's the thing that I don't know if fans that are not basketball experts understand, right? Mitch at his current the current iteration of Mitch is going to take away from what Cat does, right? Like we saw Cat tonight drive the lane at least 4 times and try to yam it down their throat. I think he yammed it, might have been twice. With Mitch there is no lane. Now Cat got to shoot threes all night.
I kind of disagree though.
Oh, let me finish. I know because we always disagree. When I'm just wanting to finish.
Nah, we don't always disagree. I just think that
No, I'm talking
like
about in general. I'm talking about the
painting.
chat, not you and I. I'm talking about the chat in general. I'm talking about everybody included in the conversation.
I think you kind of painting a picture because a lot of times we do a handoff with Mitch at the top of the key. We could still do that with Cat and Mitch. We could still do that. So Mitch doesn't have to be in the paint. Mitch don't always be in the paint, blocking the paint. Mitch gives the handoff at the top. You could still do that with Cat.
And then what you gonna do with Mitch?
What you mean? The same thing. Mitch will rolls to the hole, but he's on one side. Cat goes the other way. It's the same thing that you said earlier. That same pick and roll. It's the same thing. If they go under, if they go over, it's the same thing. See what I'm saying?
He run that through his computer right now in his mind.
He faded out. I couldn't hit. Yeah, he faded out. I couldn't hear that.
You couldn't hear me?
Yeah, you faded out at the end.
No, I was saying that that's still like the same pick and roll that you were speaking about earlier. Like when Mitch is at the top and he does the handoff, he could do it with Cat. He rolls. If you go under or if you go over, it's the same situation. You got Brunson on this wing, you got Bridges on that wing, and you got whoever else out there on the floor. They doing what they doing. If anything, that person will be in the lane, but it won't be Mitch. Now that person that's playing on Mitch, if they sag off, then that gives Cat that open three. If they don't do nothing, then Cat could still drive to the lane. It's up to him. But if they sag in on either side, you still got Brunson and Bridges on the wings.
What you think about that, Fritz?
I kind of understand what he's saying. I think if I don't know, I'm just gonna simplify it and just say if the Knicks have a lot of movement, I don't think it'll matter. If everybody's standing around like we did with RJ, yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I think the Knicks at their best is when they're moving, but you gotta, you know, they're that's Tibbs needs to chill with the minutes if you're doing that.
Right.
You can't see that though, Freeze. I mean, it's basically the same pick and roll that you were speaking about with Mitch and Cat in the beginning.
I never said I didn't see it.
No, I was asking if you saw
Okay,
what I was
yeah,
saying.
no, I know, man. You gotta give me some time to think. Like, yeah, just give me some time because I can see it. I'm just trying to envision. Right, like I can see it in baby steps, but I need some time to think about it because I understand what you're saying. In theory, is it not two athletes in space with the potential to head to the rim? If you close on one, the other gets whatever. Right, so I get it. You're still talking about the odd man rush towards the rim.
Yeah,
Right.
it's still that.
Or if not, then Cat has a wide open three.
Yep.
Right. So I get what you're saying.
And Mitch is not in the paint though. And like Fritz said, as long as we got movement, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
And then Mitch is willing to be active. If Mitch is willing to be active, I don't think it'll be an issue.
What do you? Is it just an opposition to change?
I don't think that would be an issue, Fritz. I think Fritz. I mean, Mitch will be more than willing to be more active now, considering where he's at and the fact that his whole particular role might be changing to some degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, his
I
role
think
is going
Mitch.
to change. That's what's going to. What's going to happen for sure? His role is changing. If anything, if anybody thinks Mitch is going to come back and do the same stuff he's been doing the last 5 years, they crazy.
Nah, I think they're gonna push for Mitch to be more active, and I think that's one of the ways that you mentioned. Because if you put him in that position with Cat, it's gonna make him more of a threat, and that's where he wants to be more involved in the offense anyway. But the best part about him is that he really doesn't need no touches. But in the offense that you're speaking of, he would get more just natural. So I think that's something that he would be open to.
Yeah. And Cat's a very willing passer. So I don't think it'll be an issue.
Cat's a
Back, Fritz.
He's a very high IQ offensive player.
Yes, I said that the other day.
Defensively,
I think he has a better eye than Jalen Brunson when it comes to dropping dimes. Because I'm just like, wow.
For me, he's too unselfish sometimes. It's like he only wants to take high percentage shots, which is a good trait. But I think that sometimes you gotta just impose your will, and you know what I'm saying. But I still respect the way he plays the game because he doesn't play selfish at all.
Fritz, all I'm asking is for Fritz Alcindor not to throw the lob to me. Because if I go up and get it, you can bet your car I'm not dunking it. That's a big but bro.
Only was a donut. Only was a donut.
Rick, yeah, bro, I'm telling you, it's physics, bro. When you ask heavy things to do light things stuff, it just don't work like that all the time. Right? It just don't work like that all the time, man. It's like
that's why I had to drop. I had to drop. I had to get down to 235, bro, to 275. I felt it in my knees, everything. I tore my Achilles at 275. That was like a nightmare.
Bro, I blew out my I blew out my anyway. I hurt my knee and was out for about 20 months. No more than 20, about 20 months, something like that. I was in Orlando, Florida, at the game with Greeny, hopping around without a cane and all that stuff. Doctor was like, "Yo, you gonna come in, man? I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in Orlando, Florida." Right, bro. And
That's when the dog got you, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's funny now. I'm just saying.
My man Benny. That's my man Benny.
I
Benny
threw
got
about
you.
$70 worth of groceries flat on the ground. Yeah, man.
And that's why he's vegan now. Because his groceries are right up.
Yeah,
Because of Benny.
Because Benny dug a hole. Because Benny dug a hole in the grass. But since it's grass, I didn't see it. And I stepped in there and I felt my knee go out. And I tried to brace myself. And I sprained my ankle in the other ankle, trying to catch my balance. So I had a blown out knee and a high ankle sprain at the same time. And I remember like when Mo was trying to get me in the car, she kept banging my ankle on it. Because look, man, bro, when you have a sprained ankle, if a fly lands on your ankle, bro, you just like, yo, just go ahead and take me to the upper room, bro. Bro, legit.
I broke my ankle, so I know what you're talking about.
Bro, the lady that come out and get you now, they put you in that them old ass wheelchairs or whatever, the ones where they never work and whatever. And the lady was like, "But if his knee is blown out, why is his ankle up?" Bitch, get me in the back.
You filed for that one, but I got
you. I had tears. You know, I'm a big guy, right? You know how normal people tears come down their face like this.
Bro, I already know. You're a super G. You're a super G. So you turned into a little girl in about for about 4 or 5 hours.
Bro. And it seemed like every time someone came in the thing, they bumped the table, and my ankle was so tender, bro. Bro, it was like, you ever had a cut in your lip and ate an orange?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like that for like,
or something salty as hell. Oh my God.
it was like that for like 20 hours, bro.
Uh,
And bro, I respect people, bro. I don't be, bro, but when a grown man crying and the tears coming down the side, when the tears coming down by the ears, bro, they hurt. They so hurt.
yeah.
Bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I broke mine. Yeah. I had to grin it. My dad was like, I don't know. My dad hated me playing basketball, so so I played at his little it was his work picnic or something.
Yeah.
You know, they had a little tournament. And this is the first time he forever like killed me. Didn't want me to play like high school basketball. And I played and someone broke my ankle in the game. That's the first time I ever broke something. Somebody like literally stepped on my ankle and broke it. And he was like, "Oh, so you're just gonna sit there?"
Bro.
So yeah. So after that, I literally never went to the hospital. I think it took like 2 years to heal.
Bro, I'll tell you something. When I broke my ankle on my 21st birthday. I'm playing right there. Wise, if you remember, there's a park right there before the YMCA. Before it gets to Nassau County, there's a park right there. I'm in there hooping, doing my thing. Man, I go to block this man's shot, and my left leg get caught in between his. And when I say, like, the tip of my foot went into I'm talking about hit the asphalt, and my leg went to the left, and all I could do was like I felt like I could rip up the asphalt. That's how much pain I was in.
Yep. I ain't even gonna front. What I look like on the ground is, you ever saw an endangered species out on the wild Serengeti, and and the scientists are out there with like the dart rifles and stuff, and they trying to catch like the wild species and tag them to make sure that they can continue to populate or whatever. Bro, I stepped in that hole. All you heard, gone, bro. That's what I felt like in that crack, bro. Because it happened, huh?
I said you just went lit. You just went bam.
Yep. And all you heard was that African song, "Where you are, they are." Whatever. I'm out there laying in a bunch of eggs, bro. A bunch of broken eggs on the grass, and then some smashed up bread. Yeah.
And Benny
looking
looking
like look like Simba dad out there when he fill up the legs.
And Benny want to play. Yeah, like, why you? He on the ground. He want to play.
That's my
guy. Right.
Yo, you notice he don't put Benny on the camera no more, right?
Nah, man. Benny, me and Benny on the outs because he killed my neighbor's cat. he killed my neighbor's cat, bro, and my neighbor was mad, like Benny, because he brought Benny to the house and Benny was trotting. You know, like a dog be proud with their chest out. Benny trotting back, like with the dead cat in his mouth. My neighbor.
Like, look what I done did, Dad.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, man.
Can I get a treat? Can I get a treat?
Yeah, this is. Yeah, he did great because for our neighborhood, he kind of like our protection and all that stuff. Like people riding through whatever. He just running up to their car and they see a pit bull and they just take off, whatever, and all that stuff. So you know what I'm saying? Because we in our neighborhood, like say if me and Wise is neighbors, right? So Wise would be about, his house would be about a football field away from me, right? And then on the other side would be Corey Lee, and Corey Lee would be by the pond, about a football field away from Wise. Right. And then like our driveways or whatever, you see like the fences and like some they got picket fences. Like I don't have money like that. I got like the regular zing fence. The what do you call it? The one, I'm talking about, the metal
chain
fence?
link.
Chain link.
Regular chain. Yeah, wire fence.
Yeah, the one you hit it be like zing. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Right, because I ain't got bread like that. So Benny be like, he'll get out of our yard and he'll just trot up and down the front around the neighborhood. He'll go around behind our house or whatever, but he won't go nowhere. Like, we done trained him. Like, no, every time he think about it, we like, no. So now that he just don't go, right? So he'll be trotting around the neighborhood, him and my other dog Gaston, who taught him the ropes. We think Gaston smoked Newports, but my thing is, but then when people come through the neighborhood, they'll be like, people will stop and look at a house and they'll be coming from like wherever they was playing at and be running down there and balking at people's cars and all that stuff, right? The only people that really get away with, like the mailman may, what I'm saying? The mailman come with a yellow light on his car. See, in the city, I think, y'all, what do y'all have, like a walker? Y'all still got a walking mailman?
Not my part of the time.
Back home, they probably do, but Mom, he pull up. He in a whip. He whipping
with the yellow light.
He in the old school white with the on the on the other side. On the other side. Yeah, he's on the mail truck, bro. Out here.
Okay. Yeah, see where we at, they don't do the mail truck. They just do the mail truck in the city. But for the most part, they, what I'm saying, the mail, somebody, they be driving like a whip or something. But the point I was getting at though is like when people come through, so when Benny see me on the ground, he think I'm playing, and I'm like, I don't know which one hurt worse, the sprained ankle or whatever just happened to my knee. Because I don't know that my knee is gone yet, because when it happens, you just know you just did something to your knee and you know it hurt. Right? You don't know the full extent of what happened or whatever. Mm-hmm. Right? And so the thing is when I'm on the ground, Benny like sniffing the eggs and licking the eggs off the grass, eating the eggshells, because we get, when we feed them like whatever. Like I don't know if y'all do this with y'all dogs or whatever, but we feed them like tuna and chicken feet and eggs and kibble and all that stuff to kind of keep them healthy and keep because Benny is a full bred Staffordshire Terrier. Like we got the papers for him, we got the DNA test for him, we got all of that stuff. So he a full bred champion. And when I bought him for $300. I didn't know that he was worth more than $300 as a puppy. He was like, "Hey man, you want a pit bull?" Well, yeah, okay, pit bull, whatever, And so I was like, $300, Dad, that's a lot for a dog. Because every dog I had gotten before that was like a stray or a rescue or whatever. I didn't know that Benny should have been worth more than, So we get him. Ms. Mocha mad. We paid $300 for a dog. What about my car payment? I'm like, man, just like her world's like Land Rover, whatever it is, whatever they, jewelry and all that stuff, whatever people from the Bahamas like, right? I'm Haitian. I don't know nothing about jewelry, right? So we bring Benny home, and then, Benny, like, the neighbors don't like him because he a pit bull, right? My neighbors are all, like, most of my neighbors are older than me. And when they hear the term pit bull, you know what they thinking? Oh, the only black family in the neighborhood would get a pit bull, right? You know what I'm saying?
The attack dog. They got them attack dogs.
They coming over, man.
And they out here, well, at land trying to do some dog fighting.
They telling you like
they got that killer over there.
Yeah, they giving me, they like telling like these slick jokes like, "Hey man,
what's up, Michael Vick?
Mike Vick Jersey." Yeah, I'm like, come on, neighbor, this ain't that type of party, bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, long story short, yes, I tore ligaments in my knee. At the same time, I sprained my ankle trying to brace myself, right? And yes, I threw away $70 worth of groceries, right? And yes, it's the same day I found out that my wife had so it's the same. So Fritz, it's the same day I found out my wife had cancer, right? And so we coming home, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm mad, I'm sad, and she's sad. You find out this news or whatever, and we trying to figure out this thing. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? We ain't gonna feel sorry for ourselves. We just gonna go ahead and beat this thing tonight, man. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load up our house with groceries, and we just gonna take this weekend, and we gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just cook you don't worry about nothing. Just we gonna try to do this weekend thing, right? And so we in the grocery store. My wife is like sad, and I'm just like I'm like, hey, you like Cheerios? You like Honey Nut Cheerios? Well, just all these things. I'm just spending all these things, right? Like legit, I think we wound up spending like $400 on just like stuff, right? And it's not that $400 is a lot of food, right? So we just trying to get, I'm just trying to get some stuff to make her feel better.
Just for 2 people too.
Yeah, for 2 people. That's like 3 weeks worth of food, a month maybe, right? And so we taking stuff in and out the house. My wife go in, she sit on a chair. Like, don't worry about that stuff, man. I'll get the groceries out and put it up. Benny walk. So I'm going back out the door to go back to the car, and Benny cut me off, right? And he almost get me right there, right? Because Lee, you know how it is. Like to your house, you know how you got the little short steps coming off the porch.
Yes, sir. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I got a whole mile of them. But I know what you're talking about, though.
Right. And so Benny cut me off right there. I was like, oh, you almost got me. You almost got me. In the last bag, right? You know what I'm saying? The bread, the egg, all the fragile stuff, right? I'm like, he almost got me, Benny. You almost got me, right?
You over there looking at his ass.
and step in a hole that I don't see. And eggs is up in the air, bread smash, all that stuff, man. And so the day I found out my wife was sick, this is like 2 years ago, like 2 Octobers ago, right? You know what I'm saying? We coming home, like I'm trying to do this, like this is like the only person that I really care about, like on that level, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I mess around and step in that hole and I let out like a yelp. I say it was a manly. I say I sounded like Rambo when my knee went out. My wife and my neighbors say that I sounded like a Smurf or something.
So it was I'm gonna get you sucker moment.
Keenan
Yeah,
Ivory Wayans.
yeah, like Miss Boca is like, well, if you would have sounded like Rambo, I would have never knew you was out there laying on eggs, right? You know, out there laying on eggs, right? And so my neighbor come over on his golf cart, and he like, "Hey man, what you doing?" And I'm like, like trying to grabbing my knee, but you know what I'm saying?
Then
And
your
so
mind be like, yo, motherfucker, dial 911 or try to get my ass up.
you ain't never seen me laying on no ground. I'm laying on a carton of eggs, bro. I got eggs all in my back, and y'all trying to figure out what's going on. You know what's going on. And so they trying to put me wise, no lie. This is what my wife doing. My wife is like, you can't go to the emergency room looking like that. Like with what? With grass stains and eggs all over? I don't care.
Yeah, yo, it's one of them I don't give a F moments. Like, yo, get me up out of here, get me to some place. I need pain meds.
Lee, my knee, like I wear joggers a lot, right? Like Fritz, I wear joggers. Don't judge me, bro. Right? Like I wear joggers a lot because I'm in the country, bro. Ain't who out here but me? Well, not really in the country, but like I'm right off the city. Like I'm in the county area, right?
He deep in the suburbs.
So yeah, so I'm wearing joggers and slides, right? I ain't ready to put on no jeans and no Timbs. It's me, right? Bro, we get to the emergency room and I got grass stains on me and and like the person is like, ew, y'all gonna take care of y'all take care of that man. I don't want to take care of that man. Like, me? They call it why they was calling me dirty. Like clearly they don't know. Clearly
At the nearest clinic.
Right. They talk about me dirt. Me? Nah, you ain't that clearly. Bro, I got 2 colognes in my car right now. I keep 2 colognes, hand sanitizer, and them wipes in my car. Bro, I don't play no games with none of that. I'm a big guy, bro. And if you a big guy, people already have like this, man, that big guy, he ain't neat. Or big guys.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Or big guys lazy. You know what I'm saying? All the things that go with the, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways, thank you, Corey Lee, for having me share my entire story with the world, bro. And so for people,
man,
and
that's my brother right here. Because you know what I'm saying? He run me up and down the block anyway, on a regular. So why not? This is the first time I get a chance to get a shot at him for real.
And so for people that's keeping score, so my wife is cancer free for those that care about whatever. And for
I'm doing live.
yeah, and for me, you know what I'm saying, it's been a journey, you know what I'm saying? It's a journey getting back in shape after injuring my knee. So I've been working with me and Fritz been talking behind the scenes on some stuff, like trying to get back to like some stuff, man. So
hopefully I'll be able to get him to come to Atlanta. Some, you know what I'm saying? What, April 5th? Yeah, that's when the game is, April 5th.
Me and Jay Boogie plan on it, but I don't know. But but April 5th is still tax season, bro. So you already know the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
So
if it ain't a
15th, right?
Sunday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I said technically. You got. Yeah, businesses is still coming in. Yep.
Yeah, after April 5th. So for me, it's early May because then people getting extensions and all that, and different states have. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Y'all already know without me getting too personal. So, but yeah, man. So let me ask this before I go in here, man, go to sleep. Y'all telling me that Mitchell Robinson at 235 in a Jaren Jackson Jr. type reimagining is something that I shouldn't even consider?
Nah, I think that is if he comes in next week, he's not gonna be at 235. But I think that by the time we get to the playoffs, he might be able to get down to that. I think that's
I
just
believe
more
that.
reasonable.
I think he has to stay away from his wife's home cooking because they're all from Louisiana. So ain't no crawfish, no etouffee, no none of that. I'm talking about straight salads, maybe some fish, and that's it, bro. No red meat, no nothing. Lots of water. That's it,
Right.
and a lot of cardio.
Lee, I ran.
And he gonna have to do a lot of cardio anyway, a lot more than he been doing. So he might get down to that. You never know.
I ran 2 miles the other day. Lee, I ran 2 miles the other day. I sucked up all the oxygen in the southeast region of the United States, bro. By the time,
Bro, how long? Yo, come on now. Did you get it? Did you at least get it to like 15 minutes?
no,
It took you a half hour.
it took me more than a half hour. 2 miles.
Wow.
Did
Bro,
you power walked or you ran it?
So you was power walking.
No, legit, I'm on a repaired knee, and I'm a big dude.
So
Like,
you
All right,
wasn't
yeah,
power walking. You was tiptoeing.
yeah,
you was trotting. You was trotting
yeah, bro.
to
This
some degree.
is so. Here's the thing. It's not like I legit run all the time. This is me starting a new run routine from
Wow.
scratch.
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. It'll take me about 2 days to run 2 miles. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about coughing up all the Newports and all my glaucoma medicine. You know what I'm saying? And spitting out all that Jose, bro, for real.
Like
I'm
Fritz,
talking English, what I know.
how long did it take you to run 2 miles right now? You think? Just like if you leave
I wouldn't do
right
it.
here and go straight to the
I
treadmill.
wouldn't be able to do it. My knees couldn't do it. But when I was doing it, like when I was like working out, I would always break it up. So I was 25 minutes on treadmill, and I'd do 25 weights, and I would just go back and forth for like 3 hours a day. But I break it up to stop the swelling, because once you go over on your knees are just going. You gotta work out more than one day.
My back, man. It ain't really my knees, it'll be my back more than anything.
Bro, yeah. So what I'm saying, like legit, you know what I'm saying, running 2 miles when you hadn't ran 2 miles, and like when's the last time y'all ran 2 miles? Somebody, athlete, somebody in the chat, tell me the last time they ran 2 miles straight.
U.S. Army.
Just somebody in the chat.
Did it recent. I did it recent.
Me?
Not even in high school. A mile is as long as you know how to do the time trials in high school. That's the only time I did a mile.
Bro,
if I was on a treadmill, I was always breaking it up.
Bro, 2 miles ain't no joke, bro. 2 miles. And I was looking, and then the thing about it is I was gonna do a mile, right? And then I did the mile. Like I was gonna do the mile, and then I was gonna quit. Like I was at 0.85 miles. And I was like, well, you can't quit now. You at 0.85 miles. Right? You know treadmill tell you your distance and the number of calories you done burnt. Right. And so at 0.85 miles, I was like, man, you can't quit now. And so I went through it and then I went over. It was like 0.6 miles, 1.10 miles. And I was like, well, I may as well keep going. And then I just kept going or whatever. Bro, when I got to about like 1.6 miles, you talking about somebody that wanted to grab them a blanket and go to sleep, bro? Just like right there, I could have just laid down on the treadmill, bro. And just
real talk, bro. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be done, bro. I, I mean, I'm not saying I can't because I really want to be able to run. You know what I'm saying? Get back to running before I hit my 5.5.
right.
You know, but I tell you like this. But when I used to walk a lot, period, just even down here for a minute, and I used to clock myself like how we used to do the road marches. You know, you should be able to get 2 miles under 30 minutes, and then everything after that, you add on like another 15
Okay.
or 10. Man, now you couldn't catch me. You couldn't catch me. Catch you getting to the end of my out my subdivision because it's about 2 miles from my house to the getting out the things from my subdivision. Ain't no way in hell I could do that in less than 30 minutes.
Bro.
Yeah. I always struggle with distance, so I always did the incline though. So I do a certain amount and then do something else, come back up the incline, up the incline, up the incline. So yeah. But never for like distance. I was never like a big distance person.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get back healthy or whatever. Because the mistake I made, I'm gonna say this then, but the mistake I made in fitness was thinking that I could walk around with a Bob Sapp like body for the rest of my life. Like y'all Lee, you ever seen Bob Sapp?
Oh yeah, you talking about old boy from the longest yard? That super sized brother.
Yeah.
It used to be the UFC or whatever that was. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, see, dudes like that don't live long, right? Like if you know Michael Clark Duncan, like legit,
Heart attack.
legit, yeah. So legit, I was probably that like physique but bigger, like you know what I'm saying, like Michael Clark Duncan, like the Green Mile, like 6'5", like 380, right? The only thing is I didn't have like shredded abs, but flat stomach. No, flat stomach abs. It's the same thing when you 380. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, so I thought you can do that like into your 40s and into your 50s. No, can't do that, bro.
I learned that the hard way too with my silly self.
Yeah, I used to tell people I used to tell people, man, I can wake up, get out the bed, and bench 405 right now. There's like the little braggy thing. You're like, man, I'll take a nap and wake up and do 405 3 times out the bed, right? But then it's like when you get older, you realize it takes more and more and more maintenance every day just to maintain that. And then if you get hurt, all that stuff, man, you look like Play-Doh after your injury. And so then you got to get back in the gym and then work your way off. I was like, man, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Why not just be a regular human, right? Instead of like being the guy, instead of being the guy that when you walk in a place, people are like, man, that dude's huge. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being that guy, you could be just like a face in the crowd. And so that's so Fritz, that's what I'm working on right now, bro. Like being proud, dude.
Facts, because I'm a grandfather now, and I got 4 kids, man. And my oldest daughter ain't started making babies yet, so and I got 3, I'm saying 3 of them right now. So, Lord,
Yeah, man.
I got to get right.
So let me just say this real quick. So everybody, thank y'all for rocking with us and hanging out with us and entertaining my wild idea about turning Mitchell Robinson into Jaren Jackson Jr. Right. Thank y'all for rocking with us, man. The Pacers game, I'm sorry if I didn't talk much about it. The Pacers all who they are. Right. I'm not even concerned as a Knicks fan. I'm not even concerned with teams that are the 4th through 15 seed. I think it's a 3-horse race. And if you can't tell by the tone of the conversation, I think the East is a 3-horse race.
Yeah.
And I just hope that the first horse and the second horse don't get out too far ahead of us where we can't catch them. Right. So thank you for everybody that came through and rock with us tonight. I appreciate y'all. I know it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Man, just having a good time and all that stuff, man. I really enjoyed the conversation. Chat, thank y'all for coming through. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
4K is still a goal.
Yeah, 4K is the goal. And I think we got Knicks freestyle today, and I think we have somebody else that want to do something too. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about it. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Oh yeah.